All right, good morning, everyone. Welcome to the pre-market prep. I hope you are having an amazing morning. Hope you guys had a great day yesterday. Good morning, Peter. How are you doing today?
Hey, morning, Carlos. I'm doing okay. I feel like
Good.
I might have overdone it at this is my Tuesday morning spinning class, which I go to, which I quite enjoy. And
Yeah,
every day, every week, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go easy this week, and then I don't.
of
Never
course.
happens. Never
Uh,
happens.
yeah. I mean, once you're in there, right? They're pumping you up. The music is going. You know, you got the guitar solo coming in. There's
I,
no way you can take that slow.
it's more the testosterone problem. I call they make a point of not. They try not to, like, because you have all the dials on the screen, right? And you know
Yeah.
what people are doing, and you can't help competing, like whether you want to or not. I just can't help it, man. I'm like,
Oh,
I
yes.
can't let that guy like
That guy's got a
outwalk
couple of
me.
miles on me.
But yeah, put more energy in than I am. Like, come on, man, not
Yeah.
that dude. Anyways,
Yeah.
and
Man, I get that.
all right, so, but ready to go here. So, got my workout, had my steam, my cold shower,
Yeah.
all good to go on this day before our big interest rate announcement. So, looks like at least the Fed is still working.
Yeah,
So,
Powell and his team are working. I wonder if they have enough data. He needs more data. He always needs more data,
ah,
Powell. So I don't know if he has enough data to build confidence in his
yeah.
decision
Well,
this time
I don't
around.
know.
So we'll see. We'll find out. Friends, quick look at our gappers list. Things continue to just go up and up and up. And here you have a bunch of tickers in the green this morning. Not as much as we had yesterday. Yesterday we had everything. Today, a little bit less than what we saw on the list just a few hours ago. So here, friends, SPY is making an all-new all-time highs this morning as well. So continuing to push higher. And some of these tickers are reaping the benefits of that. Some stuff in the red we'll look into was not looking so hot for these. Oh, I see cruise lines, CCL, NCLH, both on here. I just noticed that. So let's see what's going on with the ships that are not feeling so happy this morning. But Peter, US economic calendar, what do we have going on for today?
I'll let you know all about that stuff in due time. But yes, let's start with the economic calendar. And today, pretty light today. We only have two things to look forward to. The home price index comes out at 9, and then consumer confidence at 10. The home sales are out too, but that's really the secondary to the other two. Neither one of these usually has big market impact. But I said, I'm waiting for like the data that we do have to have more market significance. It doesn't seem to have been the case. Yeah, look, I mean, look at this market. It's just like, whatever, I don't really care what, I don't care if we have data. I don't care what the data says. I'm going higher. It's to the moon, baby. I think once data comes back, it's almost like that's when the market's going to say, all right, I guess we got to get back to reality. It feels like it's like a little vacation right now, right? Everything's good and glorious. They're ordering drinks from the bar. Everybody's having fun. Eventually, you know, you got to get back to land back in the snowy home state and get back to work. I don't know. That's anyways, that's what the analysis, that's what the market feels like to me. So let's enjoy it while it lasts.
Yeah, let's sure do. I thought you was gonna say you was beat up this morning because you stayed up late last night watching the
Uh,
Canadian baseball team.
no, no, I could like no, not even close. I didn't even finish the hockey game that was on at the same time with
Yeah.
my team, and I decided I was going to bed early, and I'm glad I made that decision because I might have been tempted, right? Just one more inning.
Oh,
I
it
mean, they
was
played two games,
such a good
essentially,
game.
18 innings. That's
It,
crazy.
it was wild. It was wild. And so many great defensive plays. If you guys watched, it was a really, really great game. I wasn't watching, I was hearing it on the radio. It's not my team. If it was my team, I would have probably stayed up. But I fell asleep listening to it. I was in bed, fell asleep listening to it because it went so long. So then I woke up this morning, 18 innings. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. All right, friends, let's
Yeah,
get to it.
3 a.m. Eastern time
That's the time.
is
Oh
apparently
my
when it ended.
goodness. Oh yeah, because I left
Yeah.
inning like I left. At least I was conscious inning like 12 or 13, and I was like, all right, I'm done. Just passed out. All right, here we go. First one on deck, CCJ, brought to you by TradingTerminal.com. Friends, here's what you can get. It's your one-stop shop. It really is becoming your one-stop shop for all your trading tools. On Thursday, by the way, I will be having a presentation, free webinar on TradingTerminal.com. So go to TradingTerminal.com, click on webinars, and we're going to talk about all the tools traders need to get started. And a lot of them are going to come from Trading Terminal. I mean, it's becoming that one-stop shop. So in our gappers list today, CCJ is the first one on deck. We're up 16%, 1.1 million shares traded this morning. You can see that here in the pre-market popping up pretty good. Peter, what's driving Cameco Corporations this morning?
Yeah, Cameco? I'm not sure. Anyways, this is I think it's Cameco Corp. This is a Canadian uranium company. But they've announced that they are, oh, look at this. They are announced a partnership with the US government to accelerate the deployment of Westinghouse nuclear reactors as the US unveils an $80 billion investment in nuclear. Anyways, however you want to say it.
Yeah.
So it's a partnership with the US government to deploy nuclear reactors. And of course, as a uranium company, they've got the source material. So that's why it's jumping up. Look, we thought I guess we talked about this, Carlos. We said that it's certainly not over. Rare earth metals still in play. They sort of hit a lull, right, last week, and then yesterday. But this looks like just proof that still in play here. Don't count them out yet.
Yeah, still in some kind of action here. So CCJ gapping up. Uh, Man, what a move. As low as 87 up to 101, the highest. I don't know if I'm going to have this on my list. I'm not sure yet. We can always come back to it, friends. So let's continue here. Next one on there is going to be SWKS, and we're looking at SWKS. That's the wrong ticker. If I could type. As our fingers warm up here. Skyworks Solution up 13%, as high as 92, back down to 85. Peter, this is having a great morning. I don't know how tradable it's going to be with only 521,000 shares traded. Again, pre-market, really big move up. Hopefully, after the market open, we can get some volume here. So 147 million shares float. What is the news today? And hopefully we can get some action out of this one.
Yeah, I don't know that this is going to, give us good trading opportunities. They're merging with a company called QRVO. I assume you're saying that. I mean, in English language, it's hard to have a Q with no U. QORVO, QRVO. Anyways, they're merging. It's a $22 billion cash and stock deal. So, when you get the cash and stock mixed, that means that, the stock price could move. It's one of those where Skyworks is going to get 63% of the new business, and Corvo shareholders will get 37%. And Corvo shareholders also get $32.50 in cash. So there's a big. It's interesting to me that Skyworks is up as much as it is when they're the ones paying out the 32.50 in cash in addition to the common shares. So anyways, it's an interesting deal. Is it tradable? I'm really skeptical. I think we got better stuff today. We got lots of stuff going on. We don't need to stretch too far. Only 500,000 shares traded, by the way, as well. So good news for the company, probably not good news for trading opportunities.
Yeah, yep. I don't like it. Let's move on here. What else we have? Here's W, then UPS. Let's take a look at W, which is our Wayfair ticker here this morning, and we are up in a whopping 12.7 today. So nice gap up this morning, and volume 515,000 shares trade. So here's what Wayfair, Peter, doing pretty good today. And man, all of at least more than half of the year, April. Since April, they've been on a tear. Look at this daily. We're hanging out at 25 or lower, maybe 21. Make it 20. I mean, wow. What a run since April. They've been rocking here, and today they're trying to put a stamp on this, looks like.
Yeah, it's one of those ones that I don't swing trade, but if I did, it'd be worth keeping an eye on. Because I pointed this out over the pandemic, so a couple of years ago too, where this actually rose much better than even a lot of the tech stocks, which we know how much they went up. So Wayfair really, I mean, it came back down, but it really had a huge growth, which sort of makes sense, right? Pandemic, everybody was like renovating their houses and doing everything online, and that's what they do. So at least they sell you all the crappy, cheap stuff. I mean, wonderful stuff you can put in your house. So it's they had earnings, which is why we're seeing them today, and they beat their numbers as you could imagine in Q3, and they haven't raised their guidance like a number of other companies have, which usually propels them further. But they certainly are looking pretty good this morning. I do like Wayfair. I'm not sure that I like it for a day trade. I've tried to, it's been a long time since I traded it. Just because it just doesn't give us enough volume. Like its average daily volume is only about 3 million shares. So, if ever there was a day when it'll get more, it's an earnings day like today, but not quite good enough, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's not usually the best trading ticker. Today, maybe I'll have it on a secondary. Maybe today we can get something out of it. Like I agree, Peter. Peter, it's one that is such a hit or miss. Mainly miss than anything. If anything, today they'll do something. So let's see. Secondary list for now. It's been a while since I have not watched Wayfair. There's so many other tickers to look at. But let's see what they can bring us to the table today. All right, UPS is next on here. UPS, and here we are up 12% almost, so big gap up for them. These guys barely move. We see them a couple of times a year. Is it earnings already for them, Peter? Is it
Yes.
time? Okay, here we go.
Yep. So yeah, so you gotta. It's tough being an employee sometimes, and if you're an employee of UPS, you might be having a tough day because their Q3 numbers were great. They beat their numbers. They delivered $21.4 million worth of revenue in the quarter, which is over the 20.8 billion that they said they were going to do. They delivered $1.74 per share in bottom line earnings versus the $1.31 that they said they're going to do. They've raised their guidance full year, which means that they think they're going to be able to, overachieve on the year. And then they announced 48,000 job cuts. So, and so you've got to be thinking, like what the hell, especially most of those job cuts are management and operations. And I get it, UPS. I got to imagine you could probably streamline things, but 48,000 job cuts, that's a fair number. And if you're in operations, especially, you got to be thinking, or management, where you delivered those, and you're thinking, man, I'm set up for an awesome bonus, and next thing you know, you're unemployed. So
yeah, it's tough. It's tough. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, anyways, but in fairness, the 40,000 cuts are already underway, which you arguably you could say maybe that contributed to some of their profitability. Apparently, they've already cut 14,000 jobs, and they've got another 34,000 to go. So, if anybody out there is a former UPS employee, welcome to trading. So.
Yeah.
We're happy to have you.
We sure are. We're happy to have you. We are happy to have all these people on YouTube. And guys, good morning. Good morning. This has to be the longest username I've seen thus far. Emmanuel Antonio, Evangelista 3419. You're definitely you're taking the cake today, man. This is long. This is very, very long. So YouTube still has our usernames on here. Look at this. Team Bearwood Traders 1222. I'm sure they didn't pick that number.
I know. We were trying to be the longest there. And
no, Emmanuel says no way. Emmanuel Antonio. He's like a movie star. He's probably like Antonio Banderas or something there. But there it is. Our good friend, Good to have you here. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see if anybody else can beat that. But no, it's pretty long. I can even I want to count how many characters this is. I don't have the time to do it right now, but I would like to know, Emmanuel, count how many
Uh,
characters you have there. We'd love to see what's going on there. All right, friends, let's continue here. QRVO. You just spoke about this one, Peter. This is on deck here. QRVO this morning. Again, I don't think this is tradable, as you mentioned earlier. It's the same company you're talking about, right? Corvo.
yes, this is the other part of the merger that we mentioned with Skyworks. So yeah, they seem like they're better positioned because they're the ones that are getting the cash. So
Yeah.
yeah, those two are tied together today. I again, either one doesn't quite feel good enough to me. Maybe you can keep an eye on them, but I don't think I don't think we'll be trading these. It feels highly unlikely to me.
Yeah, yeah. Don't
By
love
the
it.
way, it's 30 characters. So
Oh, wow.
just so you
That is that is that is long, man. All right. All right,
if I
30
counted right.
characters. Yeah.
It's somewhere
The,
in there, but I
yeah.
counted 30.
Okay, here it is. Thank you, Peter. All right, friends. Last one. Let's look at PayPal, and then we'll let Peter tell us what else is hot on this list that we might look at. I see Quantum. I see Roblox, which I do like to trade Roblox, so hopefully we can talk about that one. But let's take a look at PayPal on the list. I remember PayPal being one of the, when I first started trading, one of the tickers that was very, very active. We used to watch it quite a bit, but now not as much. I'm not a don't usually have it on deck, but this morning they definitely got something going on. 10 million shares traded. They're up 12%. Looks like PayPal is getting some kind of paid day this morning. Peter, what's going on with them?
Yeah. So PayPal is one of the better ones. I think if you're going to pick something and play, this might be one of the ones you can keep an eye on. Like you said, we used to love to trade PayPal and sort of fall into the wayside, not one that we take a look at. They've uttered the magic words this morning. Carlos, any guess? What are the magic words? What's the magic word, maybe?
Is AI or quantum?
Ah,
There's a
oh,
few.
but no, well, you're there, but more specifically, what company does everybody want to partner with these
The
days?
open AI of the world.
OpenAI. There
Of
you go.
course.
So, oh yeah, they happen to have earnings, by the way, but really, they're partnering with OpenAI. So apparently, on the Chat GPT, they're going to enable it now, where you could directly buy products. So I guess people are using Chat GPT to say, hey, and I did it actually when I was shopping for dishwashers. I have to admit, I said, where in
Yeah.
Ottawa can I buy this model dishwasher, and it gave me some options. So I figured I'll let the AI engines do the search for me. And apparently now they're partnering with PayPal, where you can directly from their platform immediately buy products. So they'll not only say, here's where you can buy it, they say, you want it, we'll get it for you.
Yeah.
So there you go. Anyways, as I said, also they happen to have earnings, beat their numbers, raise their guidance. Who cares? They're partnering with OpenAI. That's all you need to say these days. So good news for PayPal. It is absolutely in play, like you pointed out, approaching 11 million shares traded this morning.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, man, I use Chat GPT for everything, especially the voice one, because I don't feel like typing. So I put my headphones on. And I'm like, and I asked it over the weekend. We were in the train, in the Jersey Transit train. I'm like, Chat GPT. I call her Sarah, my assistant Sarah. So Sarah, why is there rocks on the railroad tracks, right? So every railroad tracks has rocks in, like these rocks. So she told me the name, which I forgot already. But it's for drainage of water and also for the weight balancing. So I just asked
Yep.
like stupid random stuff that I would not Google. I just ask her, and she's great. She has the answer right away. So it's really awesome. It's really awesome. Learning all kinds of stuff that
Yep.
I probably would never need in life, but
Uh,
can probably make a good bar drunk conversation. Who knows? All right.
I got to give
Uh,
a quick
yeah.
shout out to Chris MC 3744, who, if I can read his comment on YouTube, he says, "Jesus, Peter, you talk about appliances more than my dad." So I'm like, yeah.
Ah,
All
yeah.
right,
That's
point
yeah.
taken. When the
Okay.
most
Okay.
exciting thing in your life is getting a new dishwasher, you know that you're in full dad mode. So there you go.
Hey.
All right, I'll take that. That's fair. I'm done now.
Hey, it's a little things, a little excitements in life, right? You got to take it where you can get them. All right.
I
Um,
like it. I love it. I love
oh boy,
it.
oh boy. Peter, before we move from PayPal, I kind of like PayPal's pre-market activity today. Are you gonna have this on deck this morning?
I think so. I like it. I mean, I don't know whether it's really going to trade well. I mean, the daily chart doesn't look great, but I like the fact that it's poking its head over this, well, this sort of I don't know, dual range that it had been in for most of this year. You can see it sort of had a little bit of a higher range, April through July, and then August to September, August to now, it sort of shifted down a level here by about $5. So now that we're poking up over, I think this 79, $80 price range might be interesting if it can get back up and hold that. It was there pre-market, so we'll see. We'll see what it does. It's very likely it's going to be a wasted time watching it today, but you never know. That's why you watch them.
Yeah. Yeah, you know which one I regret not paying close attention to is QCOM yesterday. What an incredible short, man. I think we had your
Well,
mountain
yeah.
pass that appeared there. I mean, it was one of my regret type trades yesterday was this one. It's beautiful.
I mean, it was mentioned. I think Mike in the chat room mentioned it, and I wasn't paying enough attention to get the reversal because we were still live trading when this thing spiked up, and it really did
Hmm.
put in a good move and good opportunity there. But yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
we'll see.
yeah.
All right, friends. Peter, let's go to you now. What do you like on the gap up that maybe we haven't covered yet? There's a few on here that could be interesting this morning.
Yeah, there's a whole lot of stuff on there, actually. A couple that I'll mention with earnings. SoFi, SoFi had earnings, beat their numbers, raised their guidance, introducing a new debit card through one of their subsidiaries for Southwest Airlines. So if you want a Southwest airline debit card, not sure why you'd want that, but I guess there are fans, maybe. Anyways, you can get one of those. What did we talk? We did talk about Wayfair. We talked about UPS. One that I'm surprised to see green this morning is United Healthcare, UNH. It's up about 4.5% this morning. A New York NYSE stock, but good volume so far. This can be in play at times. They had earnings, mixed results. They missed on revenue, actually, delivering just under their revenue target and delivering just over on the bottom line earnings. So it's interesting. The articles about it said, oh, it's like this is a focus, or what's wrong with the healthcare crisis? And I'm thinking they don't look like they're in crisis. They also raised their guidance full year, so feels like it feels like they're doing okay. So you know I don't know. Public
Yep.
sentiment on United Healthcare has been, challenging over the last couple of years, and
Mm.
well, we've seen some pretty drastic examples of that. If you remember, their CEO, one of their chief executives, anyways, who was assassinated in
Yeah,
New York
CEO.
City. Yeah. So,
Yep.
so anyways, so they're certain, and the public outcry was not about the assassination; it was against United Healthcare in that moment. So, they seem to have recovered from that quite handily, though.
Yeah.
In
Yeah.
any event, yeah. So that was other earnings. What else did I want to mention? I think that's it for the gap up. There's a whole bunch of stuff gapping. I noticed DJT is gapping up this morning. It's not hasn't been on our list recently. They announced a new partnership with Crypto.com to launch the world's first social media embedded prediction market on True Social. So, Carlos, you were talking about this on Interactive Broker and how some even like I would call them
Yeah.
respectable brokers and respected established companies are putting these prediction markets where you can basically bet on the likelihood of things happening.
Yeah.
So, Trump media getting in on the game, I guess. Hey, if there's money to be made, especially, I'm surprised they don't have a full blown like sports gambling or betting because that feels like free money, right? If people are willing to throw away their money on random bets, then that's a thing to take advantage of. But it looks like this is how they're making their foray into that space. So.
I just don't know how they got away with this regulations, how tight we try to keep this. Like that's borderline gambling. Right? Like
Well, I think it's
I mean
more
it
than
is.
borderline, but
It
yeah,
is gambling. It's I mean
yeah.
what's going on here? Interactive Broker's gonna have a casino down in Vegas soon. Like look at here. Will Sunrad, oh there it is, pass. Will the mayor of New York win? 87% yes. 5 million. Is that open? Look at the open interest, 5 million. I mean, it's just I don't know, man. This is very, very
Yeah.
strange how they got away with that.
Yeah.
Um, one that's on the gap up here that I want to look at is Roblox, right? Roblox, our good buddy, is on deck this morning. I'm not sure what's driving them, but let's see how they look. They don't look all that great, actually. They're just barely making the numbers. They're up 3%, 281,000 shares traded. That's not really interesting at all. So, all right, we'll leave that alone. All right, Peter, are we
So
ready for the gap down, or you have another one?
yeah, no, I like the comments on gambling. I guess it's a perception of what is gambling. Look, trading can be gambling. It's sort of like it's like playing games of chance, poker is maybe a better example. Most people would say poker is gambling, but if you're a professional poker player, then you're not gambling. You're managing risk and playing odds. And I think trading done properly is exactly the same. Just like a lot of other activities, right? Running a business is gambling, but you're playing the odds. You're trying to build yourself a model or a machine that gives you a better chance at success than just randomly throwing money away. I think that if you have insight, and this is the problem, right? Do you actually have insight into the outcome or an ability to play better than a flip of a coin, then you're gambling, or at least your gambling has purpose or a focus. And I said I think that's the interesting fallacy of a lot of these games, right? That people are like, they believe they have insight on their favorite team because they know that their favorite player is going to perform well because they had an extra sports drink today and they're going to put a bet on that, and it's like, is that real insight? Or but yeah, it's an interesting question as to whether it's semantics or not. I would argue, Steve, that it's not semantics, right? There's a reason why people that are professionals in their field win consistently. If you look at Andrew, if you call trading gambling, how the heck does he win so consistently, right? He's got to have something that gives him better than even odds. The same way, if I look at the best poker players in the world, how they consistently win and have won tens of millions of dollars over time, right? When they enter these competitions, they clearly understand the game and have an advantage that they're able to take advantage of. So anyways, that's our job here, right? That's why we trade. That's why we're all having this conversation right now to figure out what advantage can you create in the market that gives you better than gambling odds in being successful. So that's my point of view. All right,
Yeah,
rant over.
yeah, yeah. Good rant, good rant. All right, let's take a look here. What's gapping down this morning, friends? We have quite a few here. Start with the first couple, and then we'll work our way down. And I want to get to the. I know Peter has some stuff in the cruise lines, which we'll see what's driving them down. But let's look at RMBS leading the gap down list this morning, down 13%, 263,000 shares traded. Rambus. I'm not sure what this is, but we're down here, and it doesn't look great. I mean, the daily barely gets any volume. We barely have any volume in the pre-market. I don't like this one bit. What's the float on this? It's actually 106 million shares float. But again, I just don't like the looks of it at all, Peter. So I'm going to pass on it.
Yeah. Semiconductor company, one of the ones we don't normally take a look at. They had their Q3 earnings, and they delivered above expected revenue, but below expected income. So a bit of a mixed picture. Not one I'll be looking at.
Yeah, leave it alone. All right, and here it is, RCL. So let's get right to it.
Yep.
So I see a lot of these cruise lines here, Peter. Look at RCL, NCLH, and CCL all down this morning. What is the latest and greatest?
Well, all the other ones are just there in sympathy with RCL because Royal Caribbean was the one that had their earnings this morning, and they missed revenue but beat on earnings per share. But they did raise their full year guidance, so they so it's not really that terrible of a picture, but I think the market really wanted to see improved revenue. They did announce some new destinations. I like how the reporting says they have headwinds. Feels a little punny to me, but I like it. Anyways, but yeah, so they say that the cruise demand is accelerating, and that they are, they're seeing increased demand. So that should be good for the industry overall. It feels like people aren't buying it though. So And they say that one of the reasons why they missed their profit expectations is because, or their revenue is because customers or people are still waiting the last minute to book. So that seems to be the primary concern in the industry. That this is an industry that can fall victim to whims, I guess, on vacation travel decisions, and they like to see a lot of advanced bookings, right? Because the more advanced bookings, the more certain that revenue stream is. So right now, they're seeing a lot of last minute bookings. They're generally doing okay, but fewer long term advanced bookings on these things. It's been it's been years since I've gone on a cruise, and I should maybe do it again. I know people that like they will cruise all the time. They're just avid cruisers. My
Couple
uncle is one of
couple of
these
times a
guys.
year. Yeah.
Oh yeah. They like and my again, my uncle's retired, but he will cruise like he goes on big like 3 week cruises. And I'm like, oh man, I don't know I could be on a ship for 3 weeks, but
It's a long time.
yeah. But that's what he does, man.
I mean, these things are massive, right? You probably don't see the same people all the time, or maybe you do. I don't know. I've never been in one, so I have no
I don't
idea. But
know.
3 weeks seems like a long time,
It
long
seems like
time.
a long. I've only ever been on the 1 week cruises, and like for dinner, they sit you at a table with a group of people. That I guess the theory is you get to know these people, and some people want to be friends, and some people don't want to make your acquaintance. In 3 weeks, they must change up tables so you can make new friends. I don't know,
Wait, so
but
assign seating?
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
If you
screw
if you
that.
go to the
No,
scheduled dinners in the ballroom, you
nah,
usually
you
have an
ain't.
assigned time, and it's always the same people at your table, and that's usually
No.
how they do it anyway. I mean,
Oh
you don't
my
have
god.
to. You can just go
No, no,
do the
no, no.
buffet all the time, and
I just want to walk
um,
in and sit where I want. Like, just sit me there.
no,
See the same people with the
it's
same
all very
faces. That's
formal. You're supposed to dress for dinner, got to wear a
yeah.
jacket, the whole thing.
Oh, look
Anyways,
at that. All right.
yeah.
We should have a
All right.
BBT
So
cruise. We should have a BBT
yeah,
cruise. Should be a lot of fun.
we should do that. Yeah, I wonder.
Yeah.
It's a shame that well, maybe now with our using a satellite-based Wi-Fi, we could actually do trading off a cruise ship. That would sort of be cool. That would be
Yeah.
a different event excursion. But anyways, um, it's so RCL is the one that had earnings. So if you see some of the others, right, the other cruise lines are Caribbean. Geez, CCL is what I'm trying to say, which is a Carnival Cruise Lines, or NCLH, which is Norwegian. They seem to just be moving in sympathy.
All right. I want to definitely look at this news. RCL is a little bit tougher to trade. CCL trades probably much better, even though they're the sympathy play today, and probably NCLH would probably be better traders, right? So both of the other two looking okay this morning. Again, more volume than RCL for sure, even though they got the big drop this morning. So maybe I'll add CCL on the list, and we'll see where it goes there. So CCL will be on the main list, and I'll keep RCL on the secondary list. Again, they're difficult to trade, man. This is not the one to look at most times, but today with this news, let's see if they can deliver. All right, continuing here, friends. So that covers our cruise lines, which you have plenty of here: RCL, CCL, and CLH, and then we have more minerals, UAMI, and some other ones on here as well, plus MU. So Peter, again. Minerals, we kind of know what's going on with that. We pretty much don't really trade them, at least me and you don't. Anything else from the gap down that you like, Donkey Kong or MU here this morning?
I mean, yeah, like you said, there's some familiar tickers on here with DK and G. I don't, I mean, I didn't see anything that jumped out to me, said I needed to take it. I was surprised to see Micron on this, MU. They're dropping down just over 2%, which is what got them onto the list here. So a little more than average. The semiconductors seem to be, beaten a little bit this morning, and I don't see any particular reason for that. If somebody knows why, I mean, I didn't hear any outcome on the trade talks with China. So and Micron actually got an upgrade yesterday. So, yesterday I thought everybody was feeling optimistic about the trade talks. Maybe something
Yeah.
happened overnight and I just haven't heard about it yet. But it seems like anyways. we're getting a little push down here on most of the semis. The only ones that are up today are Nvidia, Intel, and SMCI, and even those are just barely up. So,
Yeah. I
anyways,
see. We see Microsoft popping up here. I'm trying to find the
oh,
news. I don't see the reason for the move up, but I'm sure somebody knows something. A lot of people know something because we're up almost 5% at 348,000 shares traded on this last 5 minute candle. So trying to figure out what's driving it. I don't see the. Is that for real? Or are you pulling my leg here? Microsoft made a deal with OpenAI. Why not? I mean, it should have been done that, right?
they actually had an existing deal with OpenAI, but they basically revised that deal to and released sort of details that it's a $135 billion stake that they've taken in it. So that's actually not new money, but it's the first time they've actually released details in that. So it's a little bit of look. They've been there for a while, so I don't know. They probably didn't cost them that much, but they're revealing that's the value of the stake, which is about 27% ownership of OpenAI. So it's hard to value that exactly because of course it's privately held. However, and I don't. I mean, look, if it pumps up the stock, then take advantage of it, right? But yeah, Microsoft, I think that's what's driving it again. This is the new. Remember when it was Nvidia? That wasn't that long
Yeah.
ago. You just had to mention it. You're partnering with Nvidia, and that got your stock a pump. In the last month, it's all OpenAI. So
Yeah, it sure has been. And who sent? Someone shared this thing here in I think it was Brandon. Brandon shared this. Take a look at this. Take a look at
yeah,
that. It is so true. The infinity loop of the merchants here. The money just seems to be
merchants
going
of
from
the
one.
infinite loop. Yeah,
Sounds more
it
of
is.
this.
So
What is AI gonna do now? OpenAI is gonna go use Microsoft servers and send that money back. What's the plan here?
well, they exactly. So that's part of the news, right? So Microsoft revealed they've got a $135 billion stake. OpenAI committed to purchase $250 billion worth of Azure services, which is their data center, AI data center
This
services. So,
sounds a little
um,
fishy.
yeah,
But
like
yeah,
again, like we keep seeing these virtuous loops of, I'll invest in you and you'll buy my services, I assume with my own money. So I'm really skeptical about these things, but that seems to be seems to be what's driving the market these days. So
yeah,
okay.
yeah. You know what? It's trading stuff for us. We'll add it here to the list. Microsoft going on our primary list with this new information there. So there's Microsoft. Tons of volume. 1.2 million shares traded. Really rocking this morning. Up 3%. As high as almost 5. Just below 5, I think. And pulling back a little bit now. All right. Peter, anything else from the gap down this morning?
Probably not worth mentioning. We got a lot of, like you mentioned, some sectors that are down. So I don't know that we need to go there. So just a couple of things on the economic calendar we should talk about because we did have at 9 o'clock I mentioned we had the home price index. It actually came out a lot better than expected. Housing prices actually have gone up by 0.4% when they were expected to contract. So that number's out that we can take a look at. And speaking of the economic calendar, remember tomorrow's a big day for a lot of things. We have more stuff on the earnings than than normal. We've got a couple of big companies reporting after the close tomorrow with Meta, Microsoft, right? Google, Chipotle, if you like them, Carvana, or ServiceNow. All these guys reporting after the close, and then a whole bunch more in the morning. Also, tomorrow is when we have the rate announcement. We've been waiting for that for a while. So this is the big day when we figure out what the Fed rate. And as you said, do they have enough data? We don't know. I mean, however, 1.1% there's a 1.1% probability that the rate is going to stay the same. And then the other 98.9 think those people are crazy because they all believe there's going to be a quarter-point rate cut. So everybody pretty much agrees that there's going to be a quarter-point rate cut. So if the Fed doesn't cut the rates, then the market's going to be a little wonky. If they do cut the rates, then we'll probably have a controlled move upwards, but we'll see.
Yeah.
So, yeah, no, quarter point, half point. Yeah, if we get a half point rate cut, oh my God, who knows? The market will go gaga. But a no rate cut will tank the market. So we'll see what happens. Who knows? I mean, the Fed is not one for creating drama. They try not to, but sometimes they do their thing. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, no, that's tomorrow, usual time, right? 2 o'clock when the rate announcement comes out. 2:30 is when the conference starts. But again, that's for tomorrow. That's a problem for future us. So let's not worry about
Yeah.
that today. But just know that there is stuff on the economic calendar going on. So
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
All right, friends, take a look at some of the stuff you guys liked this morning before we hop over to our community events and announcements. So let's take a look here in chat. What do you guys like today? SMCI, let's take a look. SMCI right now. What are we
I
doing?
had a little pop here.
Yeah, little pop up to
Yeah.
53.49. No volume at the moment though. It's just one giant pop and then nothing so far. So if it gets going, shoot it back out to us. We'll leave it alone for now. CCJ, did we look at this earlier? Yes, we did. This is the one that's gapping up 17%, 1.4 million shares traded. Again, it is a massive flow. What did we decide on this one, Peter? We didn't really decide if we liked it or not. What was our thought process?
Yeah, my view is I don't like it. I just don't think that it's going to end up getting the volume that we need. I mean, the news is okay. Remember, they have the partnership with the U.S. government to build nuclear reactors, Westinghouse nuclear reactors, and then use Cameco's uranium. So
Hmm.
I guess being a Canadian company, I guess trade deals are not dead between Canada and the U.S., but it's tensions are high, I
Tensions
think.
they're not favorable. That's for sure.
No, no. But I
Yeah,
guess when you
yeah.
got the goods, the uranium is needed. So
There
there
you
you
go.
go.
I'm gonna put on a secondary. Might actually be popcorn. I mean, I love the gap up. I want to see where it goes. Yeah, it's more of a popcorn ticker for me. There might be a trade in it. Who knows? But do I love the gap up 18% here, 1.4 million shares traded? Yes, but I agree with Peter. I just don't know if you're gonna get the volume
I,
that you like on this one once the bell rings.
I
So
wish
we'll
I'd
just
got this
have to
queued
see.
up. I didn't realize
Yeah.
that uranium would be in the conversation or nuclear. But
Hmm.
there's a great chart I ran across the other day where they were talking about the need for power and data, and they were showing the relative cost of building a nuclear reactor internationally, and really it
Yeah.
was the U.S. and China they were comparing, and the U.S. cost has been going up steadily, and the cost per, the build cost and operating costs, I guess, compared to the kilowatt hours of energy produced. Whereas China's cost has steadily been declining, and it's stark. Like the cost differential is like 4 or 5 times in the
Yeah.
U.S. And they said largely it's due to the legal cost of building it and regulation. So, which I'm not sure how I feel about that because I sort of like regulation around nuclear, right? You don't want to mess with that. Now, the legal costs, I think sometimes there's a little too much litigiousness going on, and lawyers always take advantage. But a little bit of safety probably is a good thing. I mean, I'm old enough to remember 3 Mile Island. Not good. I mean, we can remember Fukushima, and of course, we got the Ukrainian meltdown. But anyways, it's interesting. Anyways, I mean, this is part of international competitiveness, right? And when China has power that's significantly cheaper, power availability that's a lot cheaper than its competitors, that makes a difference. So.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's see what else here. We have looks like we're good, guys. Microsoft, we clearly, yeah, that one we have on deck, of course. Is that a ticker? Mark Kramer, NAKA. What is this? Kindly MD. Wow.
This doesn't.
This this fell apart. This
AMD.
was this like a mobile doctor thing? Was that one of those things that remember those trying to get really big during the COVID days? But I don't.
I
Yeah,
don't
this is
know.
not. I don't like it at all, man. Be careful with this one. More of a penny stock now. Yes, you got tons of volume, but this price here at under $1 is just yeah, not liking that at all. So careful if you are going to watch that one. You make sure you have a plan that works for that. All right, let's do one more. We'll do Amazon, and then we'll head over to our community events and announcements. We're getting up to 9:15 here. Amazon this morning, pretty quiet, pretty quiet. 1.1 million shares traded, not really gapping up a whole bunch. We didn't even look at some of our usual suspects. Nvidia looks great today. Look at this pre-market action, guys. We're up 1.15 million shares traded. I am definitely adding this to my list. I mean, that is probably one of the prettiest pre-market activities I've seen on Nvidia in a long time. That is beautiful. So Nvidia on deck. Let's take a look at our good buddy AMD. Not so much. It's kind of hanging out here. They got a great daily. Not so much pre-market this morning. POTR is another one that we love to look at, and then we'll look at Tesla last here. POTR worth on a secondary for now. All right, we can look at a little bit closer in a second here, and of course we'll look at Tesla, which I think has been really incredible. Yesterday was just awesome. I mean, just ran up to, did it get 450? It did get 450, got 460. And today it's just kind of hanging out here, up almost 1%, 1.8 million shares traded. But the way it's been trading, I mean, it's worth being on the primary list here. It traded so clean after the bell yesterday. So there it is. That's my list. PayPal, CCL, Microsoft, NVIDIA, and Tesla for now. And we can always add things a little bit later if we need to. Let's head over to bearwithtraders.com, friends. You can find what's happening for the next 2 weeks by clicking on webinars. So right up here, if I could find the button. Oh, no, wrong spot. There it is. Webinars, you can always see what's happening. And today is Tuesday.
Yes, it is. And that means we talk strategy and trade book at Bear Bull Traders. We got a number of sessions for you today. And we're going to be talking with Phil. Leads the day off with his small account options trade book session. If you want to talk options, then this is one of the places to go to. He and Jared are the ones that tend to focus on that. So Phil's live in the webinar room at 11 a.m., followed by Brendan, who takes over. He's in the onboarding room, but he's going to talk about DOS Trader Pro. It's one of the platforms that we use here that helps us visualize the market and gives us all our charts. Great tool. You can always use a little help to figure out how to configure and get the best out of it. So that'll be at noon for all membership levels. And then tonight we've got our signature webinar. Nathan's going to be leading that, talking about how to use Atlas. We've been talking about this Atlas out of tradingterminal.com. It's a great visualization tool. He's going to talk about how you can utilize it and maximize your opportunities. Carlos and I have been learning it over the last little while and incorporating it into our trading because we find it gives us opportunities that we didn't have before, and I quite like it. So, but like any new tool, right? You got to figure out how you use it in your system. Nathan's going to talk to you about how you can do that and give you some thoughts and tips. So that's at 8 p.m. tonight. If you want to join us at Bear Bull Traders as a member, all you need to do is go to the website bearbulltraders.com and find the membership options. Pick the one that's right for you from the intro, which gives you 1 week access. It'll give you everything you need. It'll give you a chance to figure out if this is the community that you want to be part of, and we hope that you would find that favorable. And then you can join us using one of the monthly or the annual membership options. So check it out, and you can see us in the chat room sometime soon. Carlos, why don't we set some levels, get our moderators to get their lists in, and let's get this show on the road. We're getting close here. 11 minutes away from the open.
Absolutely. Let's start here with PayPal, which we haven't looked at in a while, but today they look great with the way they're moving into pre-market. So we'll start here by the high of the pre-market all the way up 82.47. We have lost a lot of ground since then, back down to 76.82 as you can see on the daily. We got a couple of levels here, 77.33, that area you can see in the pre-market as well. If you look at the 5 minute, you got support and resistance now being played around that level there. So we're going to scroll to the left a little bit and just try to find some levels between the high and the low of the pre-market, because that's a pretty wide range. 73.41 is a good one. We also have right on here 75.25 26. Towards the top of the price action right now, 79.53. That's a clear one on there. And then above the pre-market, in case we get back up there, right now it's looking really weak. It looks like it's just going to go right back down to the previous day close here. The way it's moving at the moment, we have 84.73. And just in case, so we're ready, in case this thing decides to do a 180 here, 87. 24 is the next level on the daily. So I got a couple of levels here on the daily. You can see in the pre-market how some of these are reacting to some of these daily levels as well. So it's good to have them there also. All right, next is going to be CCL. We have not looked at this in a while. The news is on RCL. But I think CCL is probably going to get the better volume if RCL is going to continue to drop or even recover. So I'm going to go with CCL here. 28.09 is the low of the pre-market. Below that, we do have a level of 27.73. Right in here, you got a couple of days slamming into 28.69, right? So you want to mark that there. Then above that, guys, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days, previous day close. I mean, there's a bunch of levels there. You do not need to add anymore. Keep it nice and simple. Microsoft deal here. More information on their deal they spoke about in regards to OpenAI, right? So more information coming out, which is popping them this morning up 3.8 as high as almost 5 this morning. 557.43. Is this all-time highs for Microsoft? Yes. Yes, it is. Unless we had some kind of pre-market action up here above this 557. 43 is looking pretty good there. So nothing above that pre-market high right now that I can see. We do have a level around 554.99, and then below that, I mean, the only thing you have is 537.59 off this daily, and the rest is below that, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days. So not a whole lot of levels to come up here. 562 is the one pre-market meditation says. Okay. So yeah, so maybe in the pre-market here we had a little bit higher. So there it is. For you guys, the high of the all-time high for Microsoft, where we're testing that this morning as we're looking to push higher. Let's see if it can hold this actual gap up. Again, it's not new information. It's just more information of what was announced prior. All right, here it is on NVIDIA. NVIDIA looking good. Pre-market looks very, very clean. Really like what I'm seeing there. On the daily, 195.57. And then right over here, 193.57 is the high of the pre-market. The low is down at 190.60. So we'll put a level there as well. And then below that, highs and lows for the last 2 trading days and the previous day close as well. So again, pretty clean daily on NVIDIA right now. Again, I don't think you really need to add anything as we go into the market open here. Let's go over to Tesla, which is the last one on our list. Again, trade is so well and clean yesterday. What a great move towards 450, then eventually hit 460. Today, pulling back a little bit here, but still gapping up almost 1%. I have the pre-market 457, and let's move this a little bit higher actually, 457.83, and then the low of the pre-market down at 450.70. So we'll put those 2 levels there. Once you do that, towards the bottom, you do have your highs and lows. There's one level that's missing here that's not being captured by our automatic levels, which is this one right on here, 447.01. So definitely want to have that there. You can see a couple of days opening and closing and just kind of pushing up against that 47.01. Once you do that, you're pretty much set on Tesla. And again, good pre-market action, almost 2 million shares traded. And if it can trade even half of what it did yesterday, we're going to have a great day on it. So let's see what Tesla does for us here. All right, Peter, what is our team watching this morning? As we're 8 minutes, almost 8 minutes to the market open, or less, actually 7.
Yes, indeed. Well, Andrew just got his list in. We'll start there. He's watching QBTS, not one we talked about on the quantum side. PayPal, Microsoft, Nvidia, and Tesla. Brian, who's also trading live, is going to be watching PLTR, AMD, PayPal, Nvidia, He's also watching QBTS. Interesting. Phil's got Microsoft, Nvidia, and DKNG. Megan's going to be watching SoFi and Hood. I've got PayPal, United Healthcare, SoFi, and UPS just to see if they do anything. I've also got Tesla, Nvidia, and AMD, of course, on my list. And I think Microsoft might also be a good thing to watch. A lot of targets there, but you just never know which of them is going to move. We've got Thor, who's going to be keeping an eye on a number of futures contracts. Nathan's got the Magnificent 7 and AMD. Jared watching a couple of the rare earth metals to see if they're going to rebound from yesterday, including CRML, which is one that we didn't really talk about a lot, but was moving yesterday. And then MP, which we know all about, USAR and TMC. He's also got PayPal, CCJ, and United Healthcare on his list. So there you go. There's some of what our mods are watching. Pick whatever you'd like off the list. And, whatever you do, have a good day here today. Trade smart. There's a lot of targets, a lot of opportunities. So you might end up watching the wrong thing. That's okay. That happens. Don't let that panic you too much, right? There'll be other opportunities. All you can do is pay attention, watch the markets, and if you miss something, don't worry, position for the next one. So that's my advice.
Absolutely great advice, Peter. Friends on the chat, take care. Trading with Andrew and Brian. We'll see you guys a little bit later.
All right, I'm going to switch over my platforms here. Let's get ready.
Same here.
For the open.
Oh. All right. Oh, let's see here.
All right, Carlos. Just before this market goes live, I have got to take a quick break, so I'll be back in 2 minutes.
Yeah, go for it, Peter. All right, excellent, friends. Let's get it all set up here. So we got our 1 minute, we got our 5 minute. You know who saved the day? Apple saved the day yesterday. What is Apple doing today? Apple was one of my better trades. Ooh, it looks ugly. This pre-market and this 5 minute look very, very crappy today. So I won't add it to the list, but if you guys see something great and they call it out, we can definitely take a look at it. But man, this not looking all that hot right now. Peter was a good man. Yes, Peter was a good man. He'll be back in a second here, and we'll get him rocking and rolling. I need to hire an assistant to get me coffee. I want coffee. When Peter comes back, maybe I'll go get it. Or I could get a machine in here. But then that'll be loud. Isn't he your assistant? No, I need like a gopher. You know the gopher? You know the guys know what a gopher is? The guy that gets everything. I need a gopher here. I need to hire a gopher. All right, friends. Let's see. PayPal. It's PayPal is active, but I don't like that it has pulled back so much. Now I could just be into chop, right? Like if you look at this 5 minute, it's pulled back so much here from the high. So if I wanted a short opportunity, we're way too high. And if I wanted a long opportunity, it's just not ideal. So don't like how much has pulled back from the pre-market high. CCL, CCL looks messy. I really don't like it. That's more of a secondary. Yeah, that's probably the worst one on my primary list. Microsoft looks great. That looks good. Nvidia looks awesome. Beautiful pre-market activity. And Tesla also looks okay. So yeah, you're gonna have a great day. I got my my stuff set up here. I got my Atlas. I got my all right, simulator funded account. So I am
go get that coffee, Carlos.
Oh yes.
Go
We got
get
time.
that coffee.
Yes. Let me go get that. Be right back.
He's a gopher. Go for, right? Need somebody to go for his stuff. All right, so what am I going to be watching? Well, I've got my stuff set up too, so I'm going to put UPS over here. I do think that PayPal. I'm going to put SMCI. PayPal. PayPal's not always a great trade at the open. And like Microsoft's. I find it a tough trade at the open. I don't know why. It's something the way the market makers manage that I find make it very difficult. So, what else do I want? UNH. Maybe I'll watch United Health. It can sometimes move at the open. I don't know what to expect of it. All right, we got a minute to the open, guys. And we will see what this market will bring. Yeah, Nvidia's enticing, isn't it? Near these all-time highs. Think it could do it this morning? I don't know. It's possible. Maybe. Apple just went green. So I don't have any targeted trades for the open. Nothing's really setting up, in a strong directional manner that I can take advantage of. So Nvidia is probably my best if it pulls down here. I'm thinking of where the VWAP is currently sitting, 192.70s, 192.80. If it can pull there and then you see some strength, there is a possibility for Nvidia higher, but again, I'm not completely convinced. Here's the bell, guys. And we are open. So I'm getting the pull down. Oh, there's NVIDIA going. It popped exactly to the area that I was talking about, guys. It just did it so fast. It was really like a good spike level down there. $92.70. That's exactly the area I really wanted it to go down to. All right. I have gone long Nvidia, taking a quick partial here. So we are long. What is he showing my screen? No, he's showing Tesla. Oh, this is good. So we're going higher. This is awesome. All right. I'm gonna take another partial up here. Whoa, that was a bad fill. I got a terrible fill in video. I was trying to get filled at 193.70. I got filled at 193.50. So so we'll see
All
how this
right.
goes here. Carlos, you
Are
missed.
you in anything?
I'm already in a trade. I'm long Nvidia.
My
It sort of
goodness.
set up the,
Okay.
the way I had predicted. Oh, this is awesome. Look at this. Selling another partial here. This is great.
Beautiful trade, Peter. Beautiful. All right. All
Yeah, we're
right.
doing we're doing good here. So I can share this trade on my screen anyways. If you guys are
Yeah.
looking,
Bring it
there you
up. Bring it
go. You
up.
can see.
Wow. That is a great, great entry, man. Nice.
So it's set
Nice,
up
nice, nice.
exactly the way I had sort of called it pre-market.
Yeah.
So
Microsoft is doing a 1 minute engulfing here to the downside. You can still probably get a good entry on this thing. Volume is not great.
we can get over 195. I'll take another partial. And then I'm gonna wait for a pullback and see if I can add into it. But let's see what we get here.
Yeah.
We got close to
I'm
195.
yeah, I'm sure Microsoft here for the 1 minute opening range breakdown. I love this engulfing pattern here, guys. So there it is. Let's see if we can get below 547. So Peter's long on NVIDIA, just doing pretty well. Hopefully my Microsoft will drop. So
Come
here's my
on.
Microsoft short for this 1 minute engulfing. I really love this strategy. So let's see if we can get the breakdown.
195. There we go. Got a partial on 195.
Very nice, Peter. My man. Go get a coffee. This guy's already making money. I love it.
I'm already in the trade. Look at
Yeah.
that, eh? Wow. Okay.
All right. Let's see here. Uh, let's go Microsoft. I'm gonna short it on my funded account as well. Guys, you can trade your funded account. It's really, really nice. So I'm gonna short it here also. Because I believe this is a great, great setup. So let's see. See if Microsoft could lose some ground here. This pop to me on Microsoft also seems like a little bit of overreaction. Wow, Peter, you get another partial up there. That is awesome, man. Good, good stuff. All right, how do you guys doing in chat? Hopefully you guys are doing well. Some quick early trades for us this morning. There's Andrew saying hello to you all. right, UPS, Google, excellent. But you're getting some crazy action up here. Let me put. You have your screen up, yeah. You're getting some
Yeah.
crazy action up here.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah,
You
I'm
know what I
running
gotta
out of
do?
shares, so I got to
Yeah,
manage it tightly now. So we'll see if I can
yeah.
add. I'm looking for a pullback to add, but I've got a great entry because I'm well below the VWAP right now. So that puts
Yeah.
me in a good position. If this thing can continue to trend, I might be able to add, but I'm going to try and be
Oh,
patient on this. Be
baby,
very
let's
patient
go.
now.
Oh, what a day. Okay. What a day, what a day. We're gonna parse her here on our Microsoft trade, on our funded account, on our real account. It is
Right.
rocking, my
Yeah,
friends.
where are you?
I'm
Microsoft?
sure,
What's
sure Microsoft. You know what I gotta do? I gotta do a half screen with your name and your trade, and then the other
Hmm.
half with my screen, right? So people can see both.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
do that today. I'll set that up. Yeah, I think that'll be nice.
Okay. Yeah,
Um,
that'd be cool.
yeah.
It's not
So
often
here,
that we're in trades at the same time, but it's good that
no,
we do.
but when we are, we'll have a
Yeah.
hotkey, right? To
Yeah.
switch
No,
to it.
that'll be
Yeah.
great.
Here is Microsoft Friends. Oh, we are getting. I'm gonna take two parsers here actually because we're getting such a good move. So another two parsers there. This is an amazing move right now, Microsoft. I am also, for those that are trading the funded account, I'm also in the funded account with Trading Terminal. And oh, this is gonna be a good move for us here. Let's gonna parser again. There it is. I'm gonna parser one more time. Let's do
All
25% here
right.
because
The
this is a big
previous
move.
all-time high here is 195.62, and we're close here. We're just below that all-time high. So let's see if we can get there.
Very good. Very good.
There
Very
you
good.
go. Back to 195. Let's see, what does the Atlas tell me? Atlas shows a lot of orders up top and not much below. Oh, no. And I looked away and look at that. I missed the pullback. I wanted to get,
Oh, you was gonna add?
uh, ma- I was going to add at 195, but it didn't quite get there for me. And I looked away for a
Yeah.
second and it popped up. I think this has got to, it's so close. It's got to get all-time high.
Yes, Melly, we're
Mm, we'll,
definitely
s-
partners in crime with
we'll see.
Microsoft.
Here we go. So we're getting another
Absolutely.
pullback on Nvidia. All right. How
Oh,
far is it going to pull
Microsoft,
back?
my baby. Oh, look at
Oh,
you.
there's a
Look
big
at
drop
you.
here on Nvidia.
Oh,
Yeah, see, I find Microsoft a little tough to trade at the open sometimes, Carlos, but it's good. I like that you're
today,
getting a
yeah.
good move on it. Yeah, that's
Today is really clean, man. But you're right. Microsoft is not the one that's usually as clean. But today we're getting an amazing move
no.
here, friends. So, um, here's a trade so far. A couple of partials here on Microsoft. Again, the only 1 minute ORB that I trade is this 1 minute engulfing pattern. It's really, really strong. When I see something like this, I mean, this is just awesome. So, we wait for the engulfing. Went short here, and we're paying off here. And we did as well in our funded account. So I've got a couple of partials there also, and not just managing, just looking at what Atlas is telling us on Microsoft. So here's Atlas right now, just kind of seeing where the imbalance is right at the moment. We got a couple of bids up here, about 9,000 and something, so we got to be careful with that. But yeah, just kind of waiting to see where's it gonna go from here. Now 5,000. It's going down quickly though. The minute it came up, this number is dropping. So I don't know how strong that is up there. And for Nvidia, Peter, how's it look for you on
It's pulling back to VWAP here. Like I mentioned, that's not a bad thing because again, my entry right now is well below it, so I can survive a little
mm-hmm.
bit of a pullback. It's just a matter of when do you add, right? Does it? I'm going
Yeah.
to add in here. It moves my stop up pretty close under VWAP, so if this thing drops, I'm going to be out pretty quickly. but
Yeah.
so I,
Let's see here, friends.
mm, this is another heavy pullback now happening here on Nvidia. So I tried to add, maybe like usual, my ad might kick me out of this thing. I moved my stop just below my break even, and we'll see what
What?
it does here. Hanging on by my teeth.
So I'm looking in chat. Andrew also took a 1 minute ORB. Got in after you a
Yeah,
1 minute ORB on
I'm
Nvidia.
gonna
Very
add
nice.
again. Oh, that was not a good fill. I tried to add again at VWAP, but I didn't get a good fill on it.
Yeah, it
But
popped on you. I see that. Yep.
yeah. So my break even's actually up here at 124.23 now with all my ads. But I'm gonna move my stop down just a little bit so that I'm below VWAP, and we'll see. It
Yeah.
might pan out for me. So far, it's moving back up. We'll see what we get. I might
Uh,
actually move my stop to break even because if it comes down here, I don't want to get. I don't
goes
know.
back below the VWAP. It might not be the best setup, right? Right.
Yeah,
Um,
we'll
UPS, you
see
guys
what
are
it
calling on
does.
UPS. Sure. I see what you're looking at. 5 minute ORB. Yes, I do see that. It looks weak, especially with those
Hmm.
last couple of wicks there. Um, I like it. I like it. If I was not in Microsoft, yeah, I like it here. Now, UPS, I
Yeah.
would give it room. It's not the best trading style. You got to give it room. You got to give yourself space, because it can take a while to actually get the move going, right? So just be mindful of that when it comes to UPS. Um, all right, we got a good drop on
I
Microsoft.
And what I regret
Yeah.
not looking at more closely for a short was United Health. United
Mm.
Health, sort of fairly predictable. It does this often where it'll sell off at the open and then come back a little bit later, but good big sell off here.
UNH.
You go
Yes.
$20,
Oh man, wow.
$20 move.
Yeah,
So
there's no entry from me here though, man. I'm looking at this drop. It's
no, that's
just this just goes.
you,
That
you had
is
to be aggressive off the open on that one.
yeah.
I mean, it did do a little bit of a pullback like a rising
Yeah,
devil type
this area.
action.
Mm-hmm. Oh, before that you're saying.
So
Yeah, yeah.
well, right at the in the opening minute, like
Yeah,
literally right
that's
there.
tight though,
But
Peter, right?
yeah,
That's
it
yeah.
is. It is. So I just got stopped out on Nvidia. So I just let it take me
Yeah.
out at break even, and we'll see. It looks like it might be failing VWAP. I might have added a little too aggressively. I've been caught on that many times in the past, but we'll see what happens.
Um
Yeah,
all right,
I
all
might have,
right.
could have, should have, would have. Maybe I should have put my stop a little bit more below VWAP. I don't know.
Yeah. Coach Umberto is giving us Apple. Let's take a look at Apple. Apple was great yesterday. We traded it here. Possible breakout. I like the 5 minute engulfing that is kind of showing here as well. Look, got this engulfing pattern here. Missed the entry though. Entry would have been here. That's 269.30. You're 30
Yeah.
cents above that, so it depends on what you want to risk here. This would have been a good spot here to enter on that engulfing 5 minute. That looks great. All right, Nvidia's pulling. It's pulling back a little bit. I'm gonna take some more off here because we got such a good move on this thing. Like I don't want to bring a whole lot back. We got a great drop. I mean, it was almost $5 drop on this thing into these parcels here. So, I mean, what else can you ask for? Uh, and yeah, so we're going to have 81 shares left on my funded account. So so somebody in chat, Kyle in chat, his funded account is at 200K. How'd that happen? This guy's better than
Ah,
me. This guy's actually better than
some
me.
well, some good trading, anyways.
Hmm. It's funny. He put a comment. He said, but it doesn't matter. No, it does matter. It does matter because if you're able to do this on your funded account the right way, then you're ready for your to open up your actual account, right? So if you're on the funded account, you're able to do this, right? Not gambling, like doing it, following rules, following the right stuff. It does matter. That means you can trade. This builds your confidence. You can actually trade on a real account, do the exact same thing, right? And go forward. This is real money. You're trading the real market, so you can go live, right? So yeah,
Hmm.
congrats, man. It's awesome. Now I gotta beat you somehow. I don't know how, but that's uh
No, a number of people were watching QBTS this morning. It looks ugly.
QBTS.
Yeah, not an easy trade here this morning if you
Yeah,
were trying that.
it looks
Um,
like it wants to break out. Now, this is not one of my
it
strategies, but it
does.
does look like, right, like this 35.76 level. Like I mean, we definitely have the higher lows on
Yeah.
here. But again, that's not my strategy, so I will not be taking it.
Oh, see, look, it looks like Megan in the chat room. She took United Health, so she took my trade there. She also got long on Tesla. Look at that. Oh no, Noel was the one.
Yeah.
16 points on UNH. Wow.
Well, Melanie, yeah, if it's only sim and there's no skin in the game, it's a little tougher, right? Yeah, that's why in the funded account, there's skin in the game. Like you can actually make, you could cash out 10 grand, right? By if you're able to trade well. So there is a little bit of that. Hey, I can make some money, which is what gets the emotions going. It's like the live thing, though.
Oh,
Nothing is
there you
like
go.
the real thing, right?
There you
But
go.
it definitely
All
prepares you.
right.
So
Glad I got out of Nvidia. Continues
Nvidia.
to sell off here. So didn't it got so
Oh yeah,
close to
yeah,
the
yeah,
all-time high. It's pretty impressive actually how it came within about 15 cents of that all-time high and just didn't quite get there. Just over 15 cents. And like that's something. So all right. So that was
hundred
some early
percent. Yeah,
excitement
yeah.
for me. Carlos, you still hanging on there, Microsoft? You are, right?
Yeah, I am. I am.
Okay,
I
good.
got a little bit of shares left here. We're out most of it already. Just because again, it's Microsoft. It is up, almost 5%. It does have some good news. I don't expect this drop to last. I was looking for 544. We got that. That's why I took so many parcels here. It might not. It might be done here. So we'll see what it does.
Yeah.
I'll keep the rest to break even. Um, and we'll see. I'll do the same on my funded account as well. I got 81 shares left there, so we'll see if we get a retest of 543. We'll take some more off. We do get the drop, so see what happens. Still very early, guys. Only 9:47. So if you haven't found a move, it's perfectly fine. We're gonna find something. A lot of time left. This is literally less than 20 minutes since the market opened, right?
Hmm.
So no FOMO, wait for the setup. Sometimes Peter and I wait an hour to take our first trade, right? Peter even longer
Yeah.
at times. So,
Yesterday, Carlos, I had one trade on the day. I
hmm
you know how because I didn't trade at the open, right? As we were sitting here watching things, and I was watching
yeah.
Tesla, waiting for I had a lot of almost opportunities, but never quite set up until 2:06. So, guys,
Wow.
you
Your
watch me.
first trade at
I'm here.
206.
My first trade was at 2:06 p.m. So you guys watch me. I'm here from 8:30 in the morning with you guys, and it took me until 2 o'clock, after 2 o'clock yesterday, before I finally got a trade that I liked. So,
Yeah.
that, and it was a great day. It was a great trade. I mean, I can't even remember what like that move on Tesla yesterday. That I got it basically from the high of day, and I got like a $15, $12 move, $12, I guess, top to bottom. So that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
See what PayPal did here. PayPal. Yeah, this is why we don't love PayPal. It didn't really set up anywhere. I mean, it just looks messy. But a lot of stuff looks messy.
No.
Look at PLTR.
Yeah.
Just until now, right? We'll see if this move even means anything.
Yeah.
PLTR
Oh
is
yeah.
just ugly. This is just
Yeah. Yeah, that's
guacala.
that's hard.
Sad. Bad.
What was that you said?
Wakala is something we say in the Dominican
What?
Republic, like wakala, like disgusting. It's just,
Okay.
when you like, if you taste
Okay.
something. It's like wakala, like.
Okay.
Yeah,
I like it.
Giovanni knows. Giovanni knows. Yeah, he knows.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
There you go.
Do they use that in other
Guac
countries, or is that just a
guacala.
Caribbean thing? Or do they use that for example, in South America, Mexico, or any other place like
Ah.
that? I say that Mexico too. Okay, so Mexico. Yeah, okay, you know what's going on. Good.
Okay. There you go. I love it.
All right, all right. So yeah, pretty bad, pretty bad. In Venezuela as well. All right, cool. It might not be a Caribbean saying. Could have been from from Mexico or somewhere else. I don't know where it originated from. In Colombia as well. We don't use it in Spain. Well, you can start it. You can start the trend. Start it out there and see what happens. People probably look at you like, what's going on with this person?
Mm.
Oh boy. I'm looking at Microsoft. I'm tempted that maybe we might head back lower here to add. Peter, I don't want to. I don't want to
Yeah, I'm
mess up the
not.
trade. Uh,
I struggle to advise on adding
Adding
because
is tough. Yeah,
it never works out
adding.
for me. So
Um, I'm just looking at like other things selling off besides Tesla. Like I see Nvidia selling down. Maybe they can pull Microsoft down, but that's not really a strategy, right? So just looks toppy though. Looks like it not toppy. It looks like we came down. We try to do a pullback here and we can't get higher. So maybe, but again, that's like I said, it's not a strategy. So maybe we'll leave the adding alone here. Maybe we'll do that. Thoughts on FRMI? What is that? FRMI. Fermi Inc. It's no volume, man. It's really like I see the candlesticks look great here as far as what it's done so far. But right now there's really no volume. So whatever direction you want to take this in, you're gonna sit on it for a long, long time. Right? I mean this look at it. There it moved. Right? So for the way we trade, this is just not ideal. So yeah,
yeah.
so I will leave something like this alone. And we're still on AM. KR. Again, for day trading momentum stuff, the way we are right now. Same with this one, right? So I'm not sure how you found these. I mean, they're down. This one's down 9.7. But again, for momentum plays, they could be a little bit tough, right? So, mm,
I mean,
Anchor
as you say, for the way
Technologies.
we trade, but you might have a trading style
Oh, yeah.
that works great, right? So
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. It's just not our targeted trade approach.
Yeah. Yeah. How much volume is ideal? So, see, volume is, let me see Microsoft here. We might be getting stopped out. Uh, Let me just check my trade here. Microsoft. We're actually looking pretty bullish here. Microsoft. I'm kind of glad I didn't add. Uh, Maybe if we bounce off the VWAP, if we reject the VWAP, maybe it could be a nice add. Um, so volume, there's no specific number. Every stock is different. You got to look at their relative volume, right? But in many cases, you can tell when a stock is at least getting good time and sales movement, right? Good order flow. That's the word there. When a stock is getting good order flow, like sometimes I don't look up Microsoft's relative volume, and I might not have it handy, but I could tell if it's getting good order flow, right? And you could tell that pretty quickly just by looking at the way the stock is trading, the way it's moving, the way the time and sales is reacting, right? So you could tell by that. So that's really what you want. You want that good order flow. There's no specific number for all the stocks. You have to look at their relative volume to see if they're getting more volume than they normally would. But I gotta say, sometimes some stocks, especially the big ones, Microsoft, Nvidia, Tesla, they might be under their relative volume and they still can get good order flow, right? Because they get so much volume. So it's you gotta be a little bit careful on. So not careful. There's a gray area I want to say to that, right? Depending on what stock you're looking at.
Yeah.
So for example, just to, because it's a great question you're asking. Like if we look at, what's the one we just looked at, AMKR? Today could be their best day ever. This 1.6 million, they're probably trading more than their relative volume. But look at the order flow, right? So the relative volume could be extremely high today with their 1.7 million shares traded. But their order flows for us is not gonna look great, right? It looks pretty bad. So sometimes you gotta look at how that order flow is looking as well. All right, Microsoft is just below my entry. Let's see if it can reject. VWAP is right. It's below my entry, so that's good. So I'm hoping VWAP can act as resistance and push it lower. If not, guess the VWAP will just get out the rest here. So let's see. What else, friends? What else you guys see out there? UNH for reversal. Let's see if it's ready. Like I'll look at it on my other screen because I got to pay attention to Microsoft's. It's close to my break even. UNH. Let's see what we got here. No trace yet. That's okay. Listen, we're very early still. A lot of room. UNH, maybe. I see a nice V on the 5 minute now. Again, I am not a gray reversal trader, Peter. Your thoughts
No,
on
no, me
UNH
neither.
reversal?
I mean, not when you're just trying to take just a reversal like that, like the bottom, unless I see, that's why I need the setup. I need the retest, the double bottom.
Yeah,
Like this could have been a good bounce down here if you were really focused on it. Not my expertise. I don't have a good track record of success on those.
yeah.
So, so we just got a pop on the markets here. The SPY and the Qs just popped.
Yeah,
And
Microsoft is feeling some of that. Cause see,
yeah.
that's what I want. I want that rejection here to be more significant, hopefully, off the VWAP. Let's see. Let's see what it does. Ooh, nice. Look at this drop here. Oh man, should we add? I don't want. No, I'm not gonna add. Not just stop. Stop thinking about it. Not not something you should do. Um, no, no, no. Tesla at VWAP. Let's take a look. Tesla at VWAP. Okay. We broke through, came right back up. It's messy. Even the 5 minute. Look at the 5 minute, like in every candle engulfing the previous one, and the 5 minute.
Wow.
Very,
SPY
very
pop.
interesting.
Very strange move here on the SPY. It just popped up and now it's losing it all again. I don't
That's
know what
good.
this.
That could help our trade here if it can go red.
Yeah.
You can use RSI for reversals. It will help you a lot. Yeah, I had to look at that Blackman. Yeah, Blackman 7996. Yeah, I'll have to look at that. Oh boy.
All right. UNH.
Maybe we add a little bit. Let's add a little bit, Peter. We have to add a whole lot. Just a little bit here. Let's see if we can get lower. I'm gonna add on my.
It's not a bad spot because you're on your way back down. That's sort of,
Yeah,
you can hope that that weakness continues. I was thinking
yeah.
about getting back into Nvidia here, but it's below VWAP. admittedly, I was being influenced by Andrew. I know he's back long on it, or so he says. I don't, I don't know.
Uh, all right, I'm sure Microsoft on my funded account as well.
Mm, mm, mm.
But uh, before the RSI reversal, you still have to have a strategy, right? The RSI is going to help you make better decisions. You still need a strategy, right? Like a double bottom, right? So I'm just making sure there's a plan in place. All right, let's see if this ad is gonna pay off on Microsoft.
I hope so.
A little bit late. I mean, if anything, we won't lose
Let's
much. We'll get out.
let's
Nice
give
stop, you know. Let's see.
let's give Carlos a drop. Come on.
Yes, give us a drop. You can do it. Let's see here. QRVO at breakout is good. Let's take a look.
Looks like maybe
Oh,
I should have
that's
taken the risk on Nvidia. Could have
yeah.
moved my stop to break even by now.
No,
Oh,
this
still.
is um.
Oof.
Was that Nvidia? Nvidia's doing something.
Not much, not really, but
Yeah.
no, my it was actually not stock related. I was just sitting here, my back popped. It's ugh.
Mm, gotcha. So Nicola, it depends how you want to trade it. I mean, you've been stuck here on POTR, it's just going sideways. Um, so yeah, so if you traded this one, got the pullback, and you want to trade it this way, yes, it is not my breakout strategy of the VWAP, but yeah, if it's a great
Mm,
breakout, but I just don't know how you will identify it to build that consistency on, right? So
yeah.
it's not my type of breakout, but but yeah, how can you identify to get a good entry is the key, right? Did you wait? If you wait for the pullback here, then the confirmation there, you can do that. But there's no way you can catch it here because everything would look like that for a long time, unless you kept taking stabs at it and eventually you got the move, right? It would be very difficult to
Right.
time that unless you had any other indicator that pointed that out, right? Wow,
Or you
POTR,
put in a big range, right? Like you do your best
yeah,
to buy just above the previous day close and you put your stop below these candles, like below 189. And you
yeah,
could do
yeah,
that. Um, but then you need, well, I mean, I guess you still would have got a decent return. Let's say you got in at 189.50. Your
mm-hmm,
stop would be 60, 70 cents. So you need a buck 40. I mean, it's doable
yeah,
because
yeah,
you got the move to 191 now. So that would be your 2 to 1. But again, what's the likelihood of that happening? I don't know. I mean, I haven't
yeah,
tested that often enough to know.
yeah, yeah. All right, here it
I'm
is. I'm
glad
still
I
short Microsoft.
And I'm glad I didn't try this Nvidia. It
Hmm.
doesn't look like it's wanting to go higher, so that's
Yeah.
why I'm just as happy not to have followed Andrew into that. Really, that was the only thing I had on the trade was because Andrew was doing it. I thought, oh, but it's funny because every time I followed Andrew into a trade, it almost never works.
Mm.
Almost never.
Because you got to follow only the winning trades, Peter.
Well, that's it because I don't know. I don't have a
You have
strategy,
to.
right? So,
We have to follow only the winning trades. Okay.
well, yeah, sure. I wish I
Easier
knew which
said than
ones
done.
those were.
Yeah, you guys. You can't just. This is why following doesn't work, right? And just to general. And Peter, I know you know this. It's just to everybody else, because if you really want to follow somebody, you got to follow every single thing that they do, right? You can't just pick and choose which trade you're going to take or not, right? And even then, you're not gonna have the best entry. You're not gonna have a plan. It's just I tried it. I follow Andrew for a week, and I was just either late on something, and then I start getting thinking I'm smarter than him, right? Here's what you start doing. I'm not gonna take that one. That one's not a good trade. I don't know why he's taking that trade. And guess what? That trade worked, and he made money on that trade because he had a plan, right? So I chose not to follow him on that one, but then I choose to follow him on this one. You can't do that, no matter how great a trader he is. You gotta have your plan. You gotta have your plan. Learn from him. I have learned a ton from him. But you gotta have your own plan, right? And that's what we teach. We teach you how to build your own plan. Like my beautiful plan here on Microsoft. Come on, baby. We're dropping. Let's see if we can get down to 543. We can get back to the low of the day, which is 542-ish, 543-ish or so. That'd be awesome. And I'm in my funded account, and I got to be careful with the funded account. So here, you see this blue line? You see this here? So whatever blue line you have selected, that's the ticker that goes here. So in error, I was trying to go short Microsoft. I wanted to add here just like I did on my account. But then notice I had United Health selected. So I'm in United Health for a couple of units here. Not a whole lot, but it
Oh,
is a
whoops.
an error I made there. Say again?
Oops.
What happened?
No, I'm just talking about your trade. Yeah, that's an
Oh,
oopsie.
it's on the funded account. On the funded account, yeah.
Yeah,
But
still.
still oopsie. So it's good because you simulate when you make errors. You know, when you make errors, so it simulates that. Cause
Right.
executions delay in the funded account. No, it's pretty close, man. It's really, really close. I don't think they're delayed. So yeah, it's pretty close. All right, here it is.
Oh, look at the move on Tesla.
For example, let's go do an execution now, right? Let's do an execution now. Let's do a partial here on Microsoft. Let's do 10%. See, make sure you select the chart you want. Make sure Microsoft is on here. This is good. It teaches you to be cautious. So,
Yeah.
let's see, 10%. Yeah, see, that's pretty quick. That's actually good. It's actually very good, right? So, no, I don't think it's delayed. I think that um the back and forth might be a little bit delayed, but not much. That's pretty fast to me, actually. So, yeah. How did you add to the VWAP? How you add the Yeah, I gotta. Actually, I don't know how to do that. Peter, how do I add the VWAP here? Uh, to trading terminal. Um, here's what
Uh,
studies. Here it is. Studies.
Andrew got a good pop here on Tesla.
Yeah. Here it is, guys. Go to studies. Right up here, you click on studies, and you can add all the indicators. Um, all right. So studies, and you got every indicator out here. So I got the VWAP. There, you can add some other ones as well. All right. That thing is going down like a Titanic. Which one? AMD? See people talking about AMD. AMD's
No, AMD's doing good
AMD's
today.
the other way. Yeah. There's something else
Yeah.
going down like that Titanic. Um, yeah, I mean we won't be able to catch them all, that's for sure. So we definitely missed the pop here on AMD. I am looking at it. I don't know if I would have taken this trade though, right? If I'm looking at AMD, if you look at the setup here, uh, again, I don't know if I would have taken this breakout. So if you guys look at my video, a lot of the breakouts, I like when we drop and we come towards the VWAP of momentum. This consolidation is not really part of the strategy I trade. Can it work out? Yes, we saw this one. We saw POTR do the same thing today. It can definitely work, but it's not, I'm looking at it's not something I would take. All right, Microsoft is pulling back here. We didn't get the drop. Oh, Sam, I'm not sure, but you know what? We'll have to check because I'm not sure how the drawdown is and how the payouts work out. I thought it was 10, not 5K. I thought it was 10K. I think 10K is the payout. But again, things you know things change, so I'm not informed of when the changes like that happen. But I could find out for you. And there might be some older pages, like that we developed a while ago, right when we were in beta. So there might be some older pages that might not. We'll be honest, I might not have the correct information. So that's those. If you see something that's not correct, point it out. We'll fix it. But there might be some older stuff that as we're in the developing beta stages that we didn't get to update. So all right. So Microsoft pulling back. My break even is 547.80. So that's my break even after my new ad. So if we get up there, we'll take everything off. So 547.80 is my stop here. So this way we don't lose anything. Get our break even. Yes, I do get that from for the different places. Yeah, we'll trust me. These guys will fix that up. They'll clean that up. Um,
Hmm.
we'll clean that up because we do see that, and also one thing that I got a couple emails last week. People signed up for BBT thinking this trading terminal. So BBT members, there's three places, right? You got Bearable Traders, which is community for learning, right? Chat room, see Andrew Trade Live, and Brian, and just all the learning material that's in Bearable Traders. That's one membership, right? Then you have Trading Terminal. This is your tools, right? Trading tools, tradingterminal.com. They're separate. So if you sign up for BBT, you don't get Trading Terminal. And then you have P Capital, which is the boot camp. If you want to get serious into the boot camp training for 13 weeks straight, right? So these are the three different areas that you have. So depending on what you're looking to do, depends on what where you sign up to, right? So I get that. Mm, all right, what are we doing? Microsoft. Yes, the journal is nice. I haven't tried it yet, but I heard about it. And I actually have it here. Journal.
Oh, is the journal active now?
Yes, it
I
is. I'm
know,
gonna be
I know, I know
showcasing
it was in
this.
beta.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
Where is it?
Oh, look, I got my data here. Here we go. Here we go. Oh, this is pretty cool. Oh, this is cool. This is cool. Look at this. So here's my
Oh,
data for my account. All right. So here's our P&L. 6,200 something. Our average winner, 1,000. Our average loser, 300. Don't get too hung up on the numbers, guys. It's good to know that, but don't when don't get too hung up on the numbers because they can mess you up. Just trade good. Trade the process. Our largest loss, $1,000. Largest winner, 6,000. Yeah, look at that. Most traded symbol, go figure. Tesla. Top loser, Nvidia. Bastard. All right, so some good data, some fun stuff to have there. Right, and then what else do we have here? Other statistics, very good. Uh,
I
uh,
see.
this is nice. Am I also eligible to withdraw money? No, I don't want the money. I just want the picture with the big check. I just want the picture with the big check. That's all. On the stage. But no, I don't, I'm not eligible for the money. Oh, look at all your trades here. This is pretty cool. Daily notes. It's really nice, guys. I mean, you are people. People pay for this. People pay like $40 a month just to get this data broken down like this. So when you're getting
Yep.
everything for $99, you know, I mean, that is awesome. That is awesome, awesome. So it's updated for today already. Look at this. Today already, October
Oh,
28th.
wow. Look at
It
AMD
already
pop
updated.
higher.
Oh, it did. That is pretty nice.
AMD popping higher. Microsoft didn't drop again, did it? Nvidia and Tesla. Tesla came
That is so good.
off of where it was at
Yeah.
and put a new high in.
Yeah. Let's take a look. Wow. Can't wait to play with that. That's nice. Oh yeah, Tesla. Beautiful, beautiful. Um, where do you find the journal link? Right over here, guys. And also sign up. A couple of things. We'll get back to trading here, right? A couple of things here. So when you go to the funded account, you click on a simulator. Okay, you're gonna get to oops, sorry. You're gonna get to. Am I not signed in? I am signed in. Hold on, where's my here simulator? There it is. Okay, once you get to the simulator, right? If you're signed in already, here's your funded account, and then right up here, you see this next to trading terminal. You're gonna have this journal. You click on that, and that's where you get to this information here. Really, really nice, man. Look forward to playing with that. And we're going to talk more about that here. If you go to the webinar, guys, sign up for this right now. I'm going to send you the link. In 2 days, I'm going to be doing a webinar. We're going to be talking about all these tools. So let me just send you the link here. Just go, make sure you bookmark that. Again, Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern time. We're going to be talking about all these tools. So look forward to having you guys there. All right, all right. Oh, Microsoft is coming back down, friends. Who's short Microsoft? You guys joined this short trade off the VWAP or off the open? Who's short Microsoft? Oh, look at man, this ad hopefully pays off. Let's see if we could break 545.33. Will be awesome. Peter, you joined anything yet? Anything
No,
else?
I'm watching AMD up here just to see what it's going to
Reversal?
do. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
looking at potential reverse. It's not really an A plus setup. I'm so just watching it.
Okay. Nice, nice. Oh, yes, yes, yes. Okay. Here it is. 545. It will be very irresponsible of me not to take a partial here. So we're going to do just that. It'll be very irresponsible. So we'll take a partial there, and I'm also going to do it on my beautiful funded account. How do you register? Head over to tradingterminal.com. Oh, for the webinar? Oh, just click on that link and join for free. Click on that link. I don't think you need to register. Just join webinar. No, it does. You don't need to
There we
register.
go.
Just join the webinar.
There's that. There's a pop higher expected.
Yeah. I'll remind you Thursday, but just set up a invite. Set up an invite in your own calendar so you don't forget. Uh, all right, so this United Health trade is messing up my flow here. I had the error. Very good. Yeah, I think Peter's looking for a mountain pass on AMD.
It's more of a
So
I'm watching a momentum move here, and I
yeah.
want AMD. I am short a little bit, but I'm out. I don't I was hoping for an immediate drop, and it didn't give it to me. So wanted to drop here. faster on AMD, so I don't want to take too much risk on this.
Yeah.
I
Oh,
think
you're
it's
in already, Peter?
well, I was in, and then I got out at break even. I didn't want to take too much risk on it, so
Yeah.
I'm afraid that it's going to drop now, and I'm going to be not in this for the ride. But
Looks
it
toppy.
looks weak.
Looks toppy. Yeah, yeah.
It does. It's just it's somebody's buying right here in the short term.
Yeah.
And I'm not trading with a lot of confidence on. Yeah, see, there's that move. If I just hung in for a little bit, I could have got a partial here. I had a good stop. If it was going to go over 264.50, I was going to be out. I was in at an average price of 264.23,
Yeah.
and I just was too shy, too shy.
Yeah.
But oh well, that's all right. Not
Um,
yet, Ivaner.
wow.
Evan says, yeah.
Tesla. I just looked at Andrew's screen. My goodness.
Yeah, he got a good
Oh
move
my
on Tesla.
goodness. Jeez. This is look at this. I mean, can he
See,
trade
look
this
at
any
that.
better?
Just patience, Grasshopper, patience. If I just held on to this
Peter.
just about a minute longer,
Yeah.
would have been great. Oh well.
Yeah, I gotta go to Best Buy pick up a monitor. I got way too many tabs here. Oh, here we go, friends. All right. So I ever trade on United Health, right? So as soon as I get to break here, I'm gonna get it out. I don't want this thing messing up my trading on my funded account. So here it is. I'm gonna take another partial here on Microsoft. So we're doing pretty good there. Make sure you got the blue thing going. If you want to learn more about this, guys, again, Thursday we will go over it. So here it is, partial, and we still got 59 shares left, unrealized of 224 on Microsoft. And then on UNH, as soon as I get to break even, I'm just gonna get out. Like I don't want to make no money of it. I want to trade well. So I don't. It's not about the money. It's about trading well. I wanna. Actually, you know what? I'm just even gonna put a limit order. Limit order. What's our entry? 364.17.
United Health. Here we go, Carlos. It's coming back for you.
Yeah,
See
yeah.
if he. What's your break even? You got to be close now.
364.17. Yeah, I'm pretty close. I'm just. I want to just get out of break even. I don't even care. Like, just don't take my money away. you know? Like, just give it back, please. So let's see if it can pick us up here. All right. Good stuff. Good stuff. Um, PayPal.
You can just put a stop at break even. You know, do you have that so you just don't have to watch it?
I don't know. I don't know if we have a stop at break even.
Yeah, there is.
Uh,
The function's right there.
oh, I messed up.
Uh,
That's okay. I closed the position. That's all right.
oh, whoops.
Yeah, I hit the wrong button. That's okay.
See the
And
stop loss break even button? You didn't hit that clearly.
no, I hit the wrong stuff. How do I
Uh,
cancel this open order? Okay, open order. I cancel it here.
uh,
This is stuff. You know what? This is stuff that happens in real life, man. Like in real accounts, I made these mistakes. So it's, it gets you
yeah,
prepared. I made those mistakes in
yeah.
real accounts. So yeah. All right, we're out of that. I got two good trades in Tesla, still in the second one, thanks to Atlas. Very good. Very good. Yeah, Atlas is legit. It really is. You saw what they did today? Well, not what they did today, but what I noticed, and I'm sorry I'm shuffling through all these screens here. Um, I noticed that whatever tab you save the settings for, those settings stay
Uh,
saved on that tab. So, for example, Microsoft,
oh, patience.
I could imagine what's happening on AMD. Here's Microsoft right here,
It's,
my settings,
yeah.
and then BYND. has different settings. So let's say you have a one tab that's flagged for a certain ticker, you like certain settings, you can keep those like that and it stays. That's pretty cool. Not across the board,
Yeah.
so it's pretty nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what Peter missed here.
Not a big move, really, but it's doing what you expect it to do. And all I had to do is just
Yeah.
show a little more patience. I mean, I can show you the trade actually. I mean, there's not much to it, but AMD, you can just see how I got in, I added, and if I just shown a little more
Oh,
patience, I could
yeah,
have
yeah,
been
yeah.
happily sitting in this. This would be a great move. A dollar,
Yeah,
now we're like
that's
a buck
no
30,
now.
buck 40,
Now it's a full blown
and
move for sure. Yeah, that's
yeah. And my risk was 30 cents, so at a buck 30, I've got a 4 to
wow.
1
Yeah.
already on this. So yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's getting a nice little drop here. Um, let's look at
oh well.
APLD. Let's see, friends. Oh, APLD moved very nice today. Yeah, I see that. Applied digital. Yeah, great trades. Trending now. I mean, I don't know how to trade this at this point, but a beautiful 5 minute. The 5 minute look very nice on here. So that looks
I
good.
don't
Let's take a
think
look. Yeah, go ahead.
Kumar, Ontario. I don't think Tesla's a short yet. I'm watching it here,
Mm-mm.
but it's I still see orders queuing up at 465. We've got
Yeah.
I've got a daily level at 465.32 as well. So, and if I
Yep.
look at the Atlas on Tesla, I see a lot of orders at 465. So I right now I wouldn't be shorting into those.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe it'll drop, but it's not good enough for me to risk jumping
Tesla
into it.
last couple of days has been just a train, a freight train. So careful getting in front of it. It'll eventually come down, but uh, I don't know. I personally will wait for something more concrete. Andrew's long Tesla. He's got his 2 minute charts here. He's waiting to get filled at 465. So the Andrew indicator is still bullish. So I will wait for him to get out. Oh man. So yeah, careful. Look at the Qs. Qs is nasty. Nothing happening there. Choppy. Um, it's funny. I'm reading that in Brian's voice. Never short a strong stock. Brian warns us about that all the time. Well, it depends. Yes, overall you're right. But look at this one, for example. AMD is a strong stock today, right? And you could have got in Peter sure would have worked out lovely, right? So it could still be a strong stock, bounce off some of these moving averages and head higher, right? And the bigger time frame is still up. So there might be a couple of pullbacks you can take advantage of. But yeah, typically you don't want to be shorting a strong stock, right? It's not ideal, that's for sure. Correct. That too, bin Paris, yep, 100%. Oh, all right. So Microsoft gave us a little bit of a drop. Has not moved a whole lot since then. And we're just kind of waiting and seeing what else is up here. PLTR did get a one pop, then right back down below the VWAP. RCL no good. What does CCJ do? CCJ, um, again, tough trader here. Apple, not much going on there. Friends, if you haven't done so already, hit that thumbs up over on YouTube. We really appreciate it. It does help us out a ton. We're sitting at 245. Seems a little bit low for almost 10:30. Actually, that's very low for 10:30. We are sucking today, huh? We're not doing a good job. We are sucking. Can't say that word, but yeah. Wow. All right. See how you guys feel. And Peter hasn't even said any political comments. Like, what's going on?
Oh.
Usually that's what
Well, I
gets
don't
people
have to.
fired up, but Peter's
Uh,
been so good today.
I don't know. Uh, I don't have to. I don't have to try and create problems every day.
No, no, I know. That's why I'm saying the likes should be higher. Maybe people like problems. Maybe people like the political conversation and tension that you that we bring sometimes.
Actually, I
Uh,
have to. I have to email. I just remembered. I have to email this guy. I've got a guy that I'm on a board with who's he's a cop, and
hmm
he's offered to take me on a ride along, which I think would be pretty cool.
Oh, that's definitely very cool. Where though?
Yeah, isn't that
Like
how that's how Breaking Bad started?
yeah. But I mean, in your town, Peter, because I can't see your town's probably gonna be very boring for a ride along. If you want to come down to
Apparently
like
not.
Newark,
Apparently there's
yeah.
a surprising amount of stuff that happens that I don't
Hmm.
really want to know about.
Well, you're
Oh,
about to find out, man. Let's
yeah,
see. Let us know how that goes. That should
yeah.
be fun. Uh, yeah, I can't see Peter living in a place where he's getting the type of calls that will happen further south from me here, close to the city. But hey, we could be wrong. You never know. You never know until you actually are out there. So yeah, Peter, let us know how it goes.
Yeah.
Um, all right, friends, let's do this. Let's give away some books. Let's give away some books for our Lambos and Garbage Truck members. Let's do that. Maybe that can help the likes get going. So I got Mastering the Trade psychology book from Andrew, which is really really good. Some of you guys have received it. One yesterday and they received it, and you guys are giving good feedback. We really appreciate though, guys. A honest review. Like Andrew really appreciates the honest review. He reads them all, you know. So once you're done hearing it, especially for the audiobooks, because people don't really leave a lot of reviews, so you doing that, you know, does help out a ton, right? It really does. So um let's do we'll do what about four for Lambos and Garbage Trucks, and then we'll do one for everyone, right? How about that? I think that makes sense. All right, so here we go. 17 entries. This is for Lambos and Garbage Truck, and if you want to join our Lambos and Garbage Truck family, you can do so. It's over on YouTube. Just right next to the subscription button on our YouTube page, you're gonna see a join button. You can be able to join and be part of the Lambos and Garbage Truck. Dr. V released a beautiful video over the weekend. We'll have another one coming up this weekend. So every weekend we're releasing exclusive videos for our Lambos and Garbage Truck family. So yeah, and much more to come on that. All right. I don't think the fun is over on Microsoft. I think we might get the low of the day. It just might take a long time
Oh,
here.
whoa, I just look back at AMD. What the hell is wrong with me? Just patience. Oh my God.
Yeah, it's
Anyways,
tough. Yeah, it's tough. All right, here we go,
that's on me.
friends.
That's totally on me.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh well.
All right, let's do Santos ready. Congratulations. All right. Thank you for being part of the Lambos and Garbage Truck family. Oman Shang, 1683. Congrats. All right. Next on here we have Arantasala Lopez, 3159. Very good. And then one more for Lambos and Garbage Truck. It's going to be Doug James Trades. So congratulations to you guys. Send me an email, carlos@bearwithtraders.com, and we are going to set that up for you. All right, let's back up here. Back up, and then we'll do one for everyone. Let's do one for everyone. So even our non-Lambos and Garbage Truck members can get one too. There we go. There we go. One for everyone.
Peter, you took
Do
a
one
trade
more.
this morning on NVIDIA?
Hey, Brian. Yes, I did.
Y-
I got one right off the open, which is pretty awesome. So
Yeah.
that was a lot of fun. And I'm now of course just beating myself up because I had a short. I actually took a second short on AMD at the high of day, and if
Ah,
I anyway I didn't have any patience. I got out of it at break even, and now
Mm,
it's working famously. It would be 250 to the good, and yeah,
good.
here I am watching it.
yeah.
So My
Just
own
All
fault.
right,
watching.
we'll do one more and we leave it to Andrew and Brian. One more here, guys, for the Andrew's book, NC Wave 3833. So email me, guys, carlos@bearwithtraders.com. We'll get you guys those ebooks. Really, really appreciate you guys. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
Good morning, Carlos. How are you
How
doing?
you-
Good. I'm doing good. Doing good on my little Microsoft
Peter, how
trade
are
here.
you?
I'm just fine, Andrew. How are you today? It looks like you're doing good. You had a couple of good trades there on
I
Nvidia.
am.
Copied me on that one, and then you got the Tesla trade. Looked
I am pretty good. I'm very close to $10 million. I'm rich. I'm now officially richer than you, and I'm officially richer than
There you
Brian.
go.
So I had a
There you
pretty
go.
good day. I had a really good trade on Nvidia at the open, and I had a really good trade on Tesla, and sitting at $23,000 profit so far. Bonds and SPY doing pretty good as well. So money is flowing into our accounts. And yeah, I can't complain.
Money, money,
We were
money,
talking
money.
about the future of work with AI while we were holding this Tesla. The trade on Tesla was very nice from 457 all the way up to 465. The Atlas is bullish, so we're holding on that to see if we can get to 465. NVIDIA at the open was super strong. Obviously, we did a very nice 1 minute open range breakout on it from 193.60, popped up all the way up to 195, added more for the break of all-time high, but it didn't, and we got out of it. And then, it tried to, take another long on it at 193.75, got out at break even, and I'm glad because it just didn't do anything. Wolf was a trade that a lot of our traders called it in the chat room. All-time high was 1618. I didn't take the trade because I kind of saw it pretty late, but the Atlas was super bullish on Wolf, and a lot of our traders took that trade to 17. Brian, you traded something short at the open. Which one was that?
Yeah, I shorted PayPal at the open. It was looking, loved the way it was looking going into the open. It was looking very weak, and I shorted it pretty much right before the opening bell, and got a really nice move down on it. So
Yeah.
And then I shorted it again at the
Absolutely.
VWAP right around 9:40, 45, 9:50, and it dropped again there. And again, that was more of a scalp because it started to come back up. SPY is breaking out here. It's gone through the VWAP. So pretty good day. Some good setups.
Yeah, it was really, really
some trade.
nice. Yeah. AMD broke out to all-time high again one more time. I know the CEO was at CNBC. I don't remember her name, but AMD was very nice.
Lisa too.
Lisa something. Yeah, it was really funny. I don't know if you saw Lisa that she was at a F1 Formula race, and AMD was sponsoring the race, and then one guy was a reporter came to her and said, "Hey, excuse me, do you speak English? You wanted to ask a question," and she said yes. And then the guy didn't know that she's actually the CEO of AMD and the sponsor of the
Oh
event,
my God.
like because she's Asian face. Like it was so funny.
Yeah, you might even say that to Jensen Huang too.
Jensen Huang, yeah. So yeah, so that's
had a nice trade on Tesla as well.
Yeah, Tesla was really nice. Obviously, what helps us on Tesla is really, really important is the market atlas that really shows these strong moves to the upside. Obviously, the price action has to confirm that, but we are having like 463. There's a really big order sitting there. We look like some sort of a consolidation here, so potential break of 463, then maybe orders 465, 464. Again, we're getting into the time of the day that it might the breakouts might really lose momentum, but that was pretty good. Like most of the really good moves are happening in the first hour, especially if you want to trade Bitmarket Atlas. So that's very important. Market Atlas is going to soon have this logo here. So if people want to education, they can just click on that and it goes into the education. So we are adding this, by today, we're going to launch a new update on it on the UI UX. And you're going to have a link to the education because a lot of people are asking how to use that.
Right there. Oh. Oh. Oh, my mic's on. Sorry.
What are you
Peter's
doing, Peter?
lamenting.
It's so painful. It's just so painful to watch a trade that you were in that you chickened out of just work exactly as you had intended. Anyways, never mind.
Peter's lamenting
cut
the
my-
AMD short.
Exactly. It's my own fault. Oh well.
All right, so
Lucky
futures
Art.
on Market Atlas is something that somebody's asking about the futures on Market Atlas. We're going to add the CME group exchange because I think the futures, they have 4 exchanges. Overall, the futures have 4 exchanges, but ES and NQ are part of CME group exchange. So we're going to add that one. They're pretty expensive. So I think if the futures come, the additional data fee would be additional charge. So it won't be included, but it has. If anyone wants the future, they can subscribe to the data because the way that exchanges are working is they're charging you a flat fee. Usually, it's about between $5,000 to $10,000 a month, and then they charge you per user that you have to report every month. And CME Group, the Nasdaq is $20 per user per month. CME Group is more expensive. That's why a lot of people don't need to subscribe to that. I think I have a meeting with them next week to get some ideas on that. So it will be included in Trading Terminal, but additional per user, they have to pay for the data fee. But the total view is included in the Trading Terminal. So Trading Terminal funded account rules are the same that we had for variable traders. The only thing that we're looking at right now I think today or tomorrow will be ready is the max loss drawdown that we always had, but because the system was new, we didn't implement it. So yesterday we developed a code that it goes into the database and you look at all of your trades in the last reset that you had and see which one you violated the max drawdown. And we'll create a report and we can send you the report. You can see your report and see if you actually max out or not. Also, another thing that we're looking at is the reset that we gave for free people. And the reset, I think we are probably limited to 2 resets. So if you had we had someone had 96 resets in 7 days. And the way the way that they were working was they were going max buy on everything and see if they can get a big win. And eventually, if not, you reset. So that's obviously abuse of system. So those won't be eligible for the payout. The goal of the funded account is for you to know how to trade, the consistent skill, learning a skill. It's not a casino. It's not a slot machine. Even a slot machine, you can't just 96 times all. And I mean, it's very new. A lot of people are only a few weeks in there. So if you really think that this is a casino, like a slot machine or roulette, then this is not for you. I want you to learn how to trade. Like Greg, the top traders that we have, Greg, 0 reset, 0 violation, and he's up over $100,000. Is Greg in the chat room, the Alaska Fish? So that's the type of trader, that experience that I want you guys to have. So we're gonna create that report today. Again, we didn't have it, and then very soon we're gonna have this auto liquidation. So if you go to the max loss drawdown, then obviously your position is getting liquidated. It's very similar to all the prop firms, all the risk management tools, but we didn't have it, and that's why it was free. because we didn't have it and now we're having it. So it's very important to manage your expectation in trading terminal funded account. It's not a casino. It's not supposed to make, a path for you to make money, unlimited resets, or just, again, buying 90% all buying power going on. A lot of people traded penny stocks, and that was very clear that the penny stocks are not part of it. And so we're going to look into that. We're going to send you a report, and you can look into where you did the violation. And if you want to continue, you can just continue. If not, I'm more than happy to have less people in the funded account, but we focus on the education. The integrity of the program is about creating a skill. And obviously, there is a max loss. For sure, there's a max loss. We always said that there's max loss in there because max loss is the one line that you cannot cross in trading. When your account goes to zero, it's over. You all seen how I lost significant amount of money with using leverage. So there is one rule in the universe of trading that you cannot close your eye, and is risk management, because that's the fundamental, like gravity, like the fundamental law of mechanical physics. So Jordan, if you violate the rules, of course you have the opportunity, but then there is a fee for entry to the funded account. And you can continue on the simulator or on the funded account for a skill and for the experience, but not for the payouts.
Yeah, you can't reset your real account. That's the bottom line. When the money's gone, it's gone. Going to call up the broker and go, I didn't like those
Yeah, the
trades didn't
payouts
work out.
maximum is 10K. I think there was some inconsistency in the chat room, in some of the updated on that, but we'll make sure that it's updated. The payout is 10K, maximum 10K. So somebody's asking, can I trade with real money in trading terminal? No, trading terminal is all simulator. Funded account is all simulator. It's look at it more like a trading competition with some sort of a reward on it. So there's no real money involved. And what we're going to do is, I think Carlos is going to soon have some sort of a draw for people to have free funded accounts. As soon as we make sure that the risk management is really in place, and everybody know exactly how the system works. And again, I totally understand that you might say, oh, I wanted to have free reset, unlimited reset, and disappointing. But again, the goal is learning. In the integrity of the program is about learning the 3 months. There are some programs that you can do. You can withdraw anytime, like some of these prop firms and future things, but they're operating as a casino. So their business model is losers pay the winners type of thing. So their marketing is completely different. You can withdraw anytime that you want. You can go one trade. It's like a betting poly market. What is that poly market that they're betting? But again, this program is all about making sure you have at least 3 months of a really good experience for a couple of $100. It's an amazing deal that for a couple of $100 you go through the real stress of trading. And I think that's the whole program. It shouldn't attract the gamblers or the people who just want to make a quick buck out of betting. If you want to make a quick buck, that $59 or $99 that you're paying, go into the poly market. Just bet on some of the politics or sports and stuff. Probably you have a better chance, more than trading. 50-50 is a chance in a lot of them. So
Yeah. Right. I got to drop off early. I've got an appointment, so at an hour or so. So anyway, a pretty good day overall. Thanks, everybody. We'll see everyone tomorrow.
yeah, absolutely great. So the maximum payout was 15K for the PCT traders, guys, which because the PCT trader is a $3,000 entry, but this one was free and now is only a couple of $100. So the max payout is 10K for funded account in trading terminal. In PCT, we are using DAS funded account. That one is $15,000, but the entry is also super expensive. So the entry is like $3,000. The next PCT starts in January 2026. And includes the funded account with DAS, live trading every single day with Thor, with our traders. And Nathan is now creating a new module on reading liquidity. We probably have new modules on options trading and reading the liquidity on options. Yeah, you can. If you are profitable in trading terminal, we can apply your credits toward PCT, BBT, or even you can do another funded account. We might limit the funded account if people are continuously profitable. We may limit that, which, of course, everybody understands that this is not a prop firm. This is not something that you can. I haven't really made a decision on that if I want to limit to how many times. We'll see how it goes. But someone like Greg, which is a really good friend of mine, is a very experienced trader, or someone like Kyle or someone like Matthew, that they're a really good trader. Obviously, every 2 months, every 3 months, they want to make $10,000, $15,000. It's just not fair to me, and it's not reasonable. So they understand that. But the goal is for people at least go through it once and twice, and then see if they want to continue to be a trader or not, and then they can move into that as well. And again, this is a new program that all the community are building together. And if you think that this is not fair to you, you're just 1 month in there. I'm happy to, refund your money and, go invest that money, $59, to somewhere that you think you can get a better value of your time and money. I understand that. You don't have to, go through something that you think is not fair to you or there's no value for you. But again, it's very important. Everybody who reach out to us, I tell them that you have to remember that this is a learning process. This is not a casino. And I think that some people are kind of forget about this fact that this is about education. Yeah, and then Mike is having a really good point that a web-based simulator like Trading Terminal there's no comparison between the DAS funded account. DAS is the Lamborghini of traders, professional traders are using it. I'm using it, Brian using it, all of our moderators are using it. Carlos is trading on DAS. Sometimes he plays around with the simulator, and this is just a browser-based learning practice. It's like a kindergarten to the world of financial markets, and you don't want to go into the gunfight with a plastic knife. Like Trading Terminal is a plastic knife when it comes to trading capability. And again, that's why it's so important to remember that this is just the unique taste of how difficult trading is. So Taryn is asking about taking the profit. So one thing that I'm pretty good at is the partialing. Obviously, after the breakouts, you want to partial 10%, 10%, 10%, and waiting at the beginning is very important. Like for example, on Tesla, what you're seeing here is when I went long in Tesla, you can see my screen. You need to at least wait for at least 1 or 2 hours to start partialing. And this was my risk. You can see my screen. And then this is at least the 2 hours that I started partialing. And by adding these, now 3 hours, 4 hours, 5 hours, if I start partialing too early, which I see a lot of people do, then your risk to reward is not the risk to reward that you're always expecting. And then at the end, you see that the numbers are not in your favor. The patience is very important in partialing. And, it used to be, I used to trade like partial 50% and another 50%, but that 50% was too much. And the reason that I was partialing 50% was because the reason that I was doing it was because commissions were expensive. Now the commissions are pretty cheap, almost nothing, and you can partial 10 shares, 10 shares, 10 shares, 15 shares for big moves, still meaningful, the commissions and fees. And this was the change after Robinhood really became active in 2018-19 that really brought down the commissions, like Interactive Brokers. Interactive Brokers had always had really good commissions, but a lot of other brokers, they had to adjust their pricing. My commissions right now is only 10%. So 10% of the remaining, not the 10% of the original. So that automatically calculates that trading terminal hotkeys as well. So it does 10%, 10%, 10% of remaining positions. So somebody's asking what's how much you risk. That's a very good question. So when I bought 4,000 shares of Tesla at 458 and put a loss at $1, so I risked $1 per share. So essentially I risked $4,000 to get right now, as of now, $12,000. So that is a 3-to-1 risk to reward. So that's a 3-to-1 risk to reward. So because I risked $4,000 to make $12,000. I didn't risk. Somebody says, Andrew, you took $4,000. That's $2 million risk. No, it's not $2 million risk. It's only $3,000 risk because my stop loss was only $1 below my entry. Does it make sense? This is very important. A lot of people think that the value, the position that you're taking is the risk that you're taking. So $2 million to make $12,000, that's stupid. The reality is the market has liquidity, so you can get out at any time. If I was, trading at 458 and it goes down to zero, yes, I'm risking, $2 million. That's why a lot of the penny stocks, you think you're risking 5 cents, but in reality, there's not enough liquidity. Sometimes they drop $2 on that, and those are really significant risks. That's why we don't trade anything below $5. That's why it's not part of the also funded account, because it doesn't help you if you trade them. We want to save you from yourself. Yeah, so Brian left. So when someone is leaving, their camera gets like that. So if you have any question, guys, about anything about trading or about the funded account, email us. If you want to see you hit the max loss, send us an email or wait, because we're going to put the report in your journal so you can see if you have violated the max. A lot of people did. So we run the accounts. We run the report yesterday for 100 people. There was a lot of people who actually went below the max loss that we had. So if you want to continue on that account, or you want to reset, or if you want to stop, it's up to you. But we probably give the report to all of you. But wait for that and see the max loss. But we're going to implement the auto liquidation and on trade management, so you know immediately that if your account goes below the max loss, so you get a notification. And that is the very important, because again, one of the things that we realized that why some people are going through the max loss, because they're using this 90% buying power. And we were thinking of removing that 90% buying power, but I'm not 100% sure if I want to remove it, because you need to know that there is a button that has the potential for your account goes significantly higher or significantly going down. That's the power of leverage. And I've had my biggest losses in life using excessive leverage in the volatile time. And by removing that 90%, maybe I help people not to get to the max loss early, but also I'm removing a very important element of trading, is that you have to sometimes go through that. And that's why we need to limit the number of the reset, because again, a lot of people had like 25, 30, 10, 15, 1% in 7 days, 96 reset. And then we looked at his data, the one that was working was going through this volatile thing, 90%, 90%, 90%. And most of the time I was losing, reset, and then eventually he get one of these big moves, and then his account was going up $7,000, and then he was continuing the trading based on that. That's okay, I got that. So see, in real life, you can't do that, because you cannot reset your live trading account 96 times. So, and very important for you to go through that question that, should I make that trade? on 90% buying power, or how much confidence I have in that trade. And you have to use the 90% only on the very, very confident setups. And even in those ones, 90% is very ill advice. Mr. Young, how are you doing? Where are you again? You just keep traveling, man.
This one.
Nice.
But having
I
a really
was-
good day. I got long gold with Jared this morning. So Jared and I were both long gold off the lows and pre-market. So I had a
What
really
did you
nice day.
What did you trade on gold? Do you see a GLD directly, or there's an ETF or something?
I use futures, gold, micro gold and gold futures.
What's the ticker on futures?
Futures for gold, the full size is GC. Right now we're on the Z contract. So in like DOS, it would be like GCZ25. And then we have micro contracts obviously on that as well. So we had a lot of fun with those. Jared and I both recognize that, especially since gold's been above 4,000 a troy ounce in recent past, the volatility has just been incredible.
Yeah, nice, amazing. Yeah, so we're gonna add the CME group, as I mentioned, into Trading Terminal Atlas. So I think hopefully by December, we're gonna have that one for the people who want to have. Is the GC on CME group or different exchanges?
I believe GC comes in on NYMEX, if I'm not correct, but I can double check that for you.
Yeah, I know.
So it's the metals exchange.
Awesome. Perfect. So handing it over to you, and all the best, guys. If there is, we'll see you tomorrow. What day is it? Tuesday. Yeah, see you tomorrow, guys.
See you tomorrow, boss. Sorry, COMEX. It's on COMEX. So what's up, people? It's good to see everybody. Hopefully everyone's having a great day. I am trying to find where my Zoom went to so I can share my screen. There it is. I found it. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Please make sure to like, subscribe, share, all of that stuff. So really appreciate you all. And then stay with us on the as we get through moving through here. I can't wait to see where everything ends up being and how things end up going down. So free trading terminal webinar this Thursday. Top trading tools beginners must know, and that's by Carlos. Man, that sounds a lot of fun. Let me work on getting my I'm traveling right now, so I don't have my order book up right now. So let me get one going for you. Let's see here. I need this. I need to get to a trading terminal. I need to go to Atlas. Which I just lost. To trade features in SIM within DOS, we need to do a request for this feature. So trader, yeah, if you want to trade, not everyone's account when they sign up for DOS, that by default, DOS does not come with options or futures data. So without the data feeds, you can't get quotes. And if you can't get quotes, then you can't get charts. If you can't get charts, you can't trade. You know what I mean? So if you want to add those in, then you'll need to contact DOS. You can do it through support or directly through, I think, their site. And you can pull that off pretty easily. So I actually got long gold way back here in, right around here in pre-market. So we offered S4 at the open and just had like I was in here. in the pre-market when we bought. We offered S4 at the open and it went into a lovely rally. So I actually have not taken any profit on this move yet. I'm actually following, just kind of watching this weaker trend here. So let me draw it. So off the low through this low here. So right now we're very, very strong. We're not even like reoffering this trend. So I'm going to look and see if I can get all the way to 4,000. My targets for my all out on my, it's 5 contracts of micros is set to go out right above, right under 4,000. So we'll see if we make it there. If we lose the trend, I'm going to trail up the trend as well. Not a lot of calls on the cam indicator today. Only one on Google, and we were selling really hard. So I was actually in peak capital this morning when the alert came out, and I told everyone to abandon it, not to take it, because we were just selling way too hard to go long on this equity ticker. So now someone was mentioning they have some calls that have been happening, even though they have no candidate plays. So what I think is likely going on there, Chris, is you likely updated the cams to a different version, but did not update the alert. So you need to actually delete, like go up here to the alerts and actually delete the alert that you created and rebuild it. Anytime you update because of TradingView, when you build the alert, it takes the criteria from the alerts and builds that alert. If you change stuff, it does not change the alert. It's still built there, right? So that's the basis for the gold trade was a lower, wider range. I wanted to buy S4 because gold was in a lower, wider range today. So it was a very ideal spot to try and pick up gold today, especially after selling off so much. So yeah, hey, good to see you, Thor. Good to see you, my buddy. Yeah, so let me know, Chris, if that fixes it. Gonzalo, how are you doing, buddy? Good to see you. The volume indicator. So I have 2 different indicators down here. Okay, one of them is the ghost candles, which are represent here. You can see, so the ghost candles are basically a volume averaged or a volume weighted candle. So it actually fills itself in based upon the amount of volume that comes in. Makes it very easy to see very strong support and resistance areas, as well as to identify if we're advancing or reversing. And then this indicator underneath it is called the buying selling indicator or the BS detector. Basically, like, so you can see here on Google, as we opened flat, and then we basically have just been selling all day. We haven't really look, you can see we haven't really we haven't really started buying at all. Right? We've been underneath the price, underneath the buy sell line almost the entire day. So this is why when we were looking at it for a long, when it got to S3, we were advancing lower. So for me, it just didn't make sense to try and go long. It still doesn't, actually. So ES and NQ continuing to try and push a little bit. So both of those are in higher, like NQ is in a higher, wider. Now this is a good S3 buy location. I just didn't like that it was selling so much. NVIDIA was really pretty with how bullish the orders were on Atlas, which I can't find now. I think I moved it to a different screen. Yeah, there it is. All right, there we go. Now we can see. There, fixed. Okay. Now we got it going. Oh my gosh. Well, we did. And now I've lost my YouTube feed. Wow. The MacBook making things a little complicated today. All right, hold on. Why did I lose my... Sorry, everybody. My YouTube screen's completely disappeared. So I can't see anybody talking. So let me just try and find you. Thank you. All right, hold on. I'll be right back. I'm gonna try and see if I can get to it. Sorry, I'll be right back. All right. Hopefully, I mean, I still should be streaming actually. So I'm just gonna restart Chrome so I can find you because it went off the page. My Mac is having like a bit of an episode right now. All right, there we go. Let's get back to YouTube. All right, there we go. All right, I'm here. I can see you again. All right, now we can try and get the trading terminal working again. All right, there we go. Heat map, Atlas. Okay. All right, we're doing it, people. All right. Bad overall, and then not so bad, but took a massive loss on CRML, thinking it was held upwards, but sold hard, made a few profits. Nice. Can't find a buying selling indicator. I would say the buying selling indicator is not released yet. My apologies. That should be coming out very, very soon. I haven't released it yet because it's a beta. Or I'm actually in the alpha beta. So like when you have products, you obviously you have like your beta stage, and then you have what's called your alpha product, which is the product you actually like take to the market, I guess you could say. Right. So for me, this is still a little bit on the, I'm still doing a little bit more testing. So it'll be available on TradingView. It'll just be a release. Yeah, I'll release it on IG. Hold on. Jeez. There we go. Do, 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 do. Exit price for MGC for me right now is I am going for either loss of trend or central pivot, or 4,000. I mean, I'm going for 4,000. The pivot settings in TradingView is the easiest settings you'll ever have in your entire life for anyone's indicator. All right, all you do is go to settings, go to options preset, and then select Thor. There is no easier, right, than that. So that's it. Everything. So the Thor setting is it's like a kind of like an overriding mode, right? So what it does, so it'll overwrite just about everything underneath it, right? Except for like visual stuff. You can change all the colors and anything you want like that. Oh, I'm not in light background mode. I meant to do that. Um, yeah, Gonzalo. I just saw the looking refresh. I did get a really good night's sleep last night. I think I fell asleep like I don't really get a lot of sleep, so it's every now and again, it's nice. Um, how can you see the float quantity shares change? I have scanner trade ideas and it shows the same float quantity all the time, even if I spend. Yeah, yeah. So at Fernando, I'm not actually it's right now, Gianluca, it's Camarilla Pivot Plays. I'm on a dev version, so it has a slightly different name right now on my dev version. So the float. Generically, as I understand it, the float alterations are not reported except for daily. So like throughout the day, right? Like if you want to see the float changing from day to day to day, you know what I mean? I think that's something you can find. But actually finding like a float change based upon like minute to minute, for instance, I'm not really sure if there's anything out there that is properly calculating that off of the top of my head. Unless does anyone in the YouTube here? Um, are any of y'all aware of any kind of a something like that? Also, while you're thinking about that, I just wanted to remind everybody that it's 11:15. We have around 600 or 700 people watching right now and only 375 likes. So that either means we've got one hell of a bot following, or there's a whole bunch of people sitting here watching this thing that hasn't pushed the like button, right? And I have a job, and you have a job, right? Every time you come into the channel, as soon as you come in, the first thing you should do, smash that like button, right? You know what you're getting. You come here every day, right? So you know what I mean? So make sure you're coming in here because my thing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My the thing. It's just a habitual thing. You just forget. I get it. And the reason why is because I want to make sure that Andrew keeps bringing all the. I was able to watch some of the interview he did yesterday. So Andrew is going to be doing a lot more of the active interviews now, which I think is really exciting. So when we start getting people in here, I think that's going to be really fun. But if we don't have the active motion on this channel, if we don't have the likes, if we don't have those things coming, it's a lot harder to talk other people, right, into, because I reach out and say, hey, we got a YouTube show, how would you like to come talk? They go, how many people? Oh, we have around this many people. How many likes? Around this many. It's got to make sense for them to come on here. So if we have this kind of regular behavior, the consistent likes, those are all sell points I can make as I try and put people in here. And I'm talking to a couple of different market makers on the NYSE, and one market maker that used to be a futures market maker back in the day on the SIBO. So I'm talking to a couple people trying to get them to come on the show. So, and according to the recent stat, Bearable Traders has 599,000 subscribers. So can we get that to 600K already, or what? I mean, let's do this, right? So make sure you're subscribed. Obviously, you're here. And then last plug, and then I'll stop. Don't forget garbage trucks and Lambos and garbage trucks. Penny a day, couple pennies a day, in order to get access to some fun content. We are actually, I know I'm doing a video for December. I know Dr. V is doing some videos. I think pretty much every single team member right now is putting together some nice video material that's going to be just for those people. And you get a bump whenever we do our drawings. Like last week, I did a drawing for an hour mentoring of my time. I gave 1 hour just to Lambos and garbage trucks people. So it makes it worth it. So what do I think about Google at S3? I'm not in love. I'll be honest. So it was a nice call, but so far the volume to me has read like a sell or balanced. I really haven't seen Google buying yet. So if you look at the BS detector down here, you can see we're just all negatives across the board. So I would actually like to see, I'd like to see like a stronger buy signal. So I'd like to see this weekly offer down near S3 and then see a big engulfing candle come off of it. Something really strong to get us kicking into the buying. Right now, if anything, I feel like RTY, ES, and NQ, it's a narrow range on ES, and it is very possible we could start selling at some point and get a really dramatic sell-off towards the end of the day. We've got a lot of stuff going on tomorrow. Some really interesting earnings stuff that I think could be very impactful on the market, if not, properly paid attention to. You know what I mean? So I also think the market's trying to digest the news about, who was it? I forget if it's Amazon or Google that's doing the layoff. So or maybe it was Microsoft. Microsoft, maybe. YouTube, help me out here. Who was it? It was Amazon. Okay, thank you. So Amazon is doing like a 14K layoff, I think, or 30K. It's a big number. John, you're saying 30K, right? That's a lot of people, right? So that's a big. Now, what does that mean? So this is where things get really sketchy in the market, right? So I had heard like 14. Some people are saying 30. Some are saying 10. So maybe my 14's right. It's in the middle. So let's think about it this way. Everybody kind of understands that when you're in the business side of things. Does anybody know the 80-20 rule in business when it comes to production? This will explain a lot why you wonder how come stocks with bad numbers or layoffs, why stocks with layoffs can rip to the top side. And you go, wait, aren't they laying off a lot of people? Why are we long? Right? Pareto principle, right? So the 80-20 concept, right, is that 80% of the work comes from 20% of the personnel. Right? So when you're 80% of your production is going to come from 20%, right? And this is pretty much generic across the board. Even as a stock trader, 80% of your profits will come from 20% of your trades. Think about that. This is why risk management is so important, right? 80% of your profits will come from 20% of your trades at best. Right? That's if you have a really strong hit rate. 80% of your profits will still come from only 20% of your trades, which means you have a lot of losers and a lot of break evens in order to get those ones that work, right? But that is also a production method that goes across every industry in every direction. So what Amazon knows is that 20% of its personnel company-wide does about 80% of the work, right? So of the people they're getting rid of, right? Laying off, let's say it that way. Of the people that are laying off, do you think they're going to let, as a business person, do you think they're going to lay off out of that productive 20? Or do you think they're laying off in favor of AI, for instance, replacements of the less productive 80? So inevitably, this layoff actually is a good thing for Amazon's bottom line. Now, that is not immoral, right? Please, when I say these things, do not assign me as a person who's talking about money, moral clarity. Okay, like this is not obviously laying off 14K people is morally is not like awesome, right? Like you really hurt to think about all of those different people, right, are going to lose their livelihoods right now. They're going to have to go out into the pool. They're going to have to go find a new gig. You know what I mean? But, that aside, right, now that I put my little moral disclaimer out, right, that aside, you know what I mean? This will make Amazon more productive and likely save them and their investor core more money, right? And which is why people will likely buy, right? People will come in and start buying these tickers, right? Because it shows that they are aware of their finances. It shows that they're willing to make the tough decisions if necessary, right? And that they will do the things that they do, right? So the market generically will not see this. And that's Carlo NISC. We'll just call you Carlo. Carlo, this is exactly what I'm saying, right? That the market will not see this as something negative, but once you price everything in, the market will actually see it as positive, right? That it shows a company that is aware of their bottom line, that they're willing to make adjustments in order to improve profit ratios for their investors, right? So these are the things that people want to see when you're investing in a company. So these things come off as being very sketchy, but in reality, they actually are quite good. INTC from $42. Let's look at it. Why do I have a call here, but I don't have an alert for it? Oh, because it wasn't on my watch list. Duh. So no on the short. INTC is a long. So this is actually an R4 breakout. This is a trending narrow range R4 breakout. This is a beautiful cam play. Look at the reoffer of R4. Look at the breakout. We're making new highs, and our rolling numbers are very green across the board. So for me, this thing is still a straight long. I would not be looking for a reversal on it, at least not yet. Let's look at the book. The book is also bullish. So look at our book right now. Look at $42. We've got 335,000 shares sitting there with more above, but not a whole lot to the downside, right? Like look at our ladder from like 41.70 down to like 41. That's a very lean ladder right there. So it does not look like we intend to sell off right now yet, right? I want to see if you were gonna short R6, it needs to get closer. It needs to really hit the level hard, right? And then see what you can do with it. So why am I traveling? I never used to. So Devin, I've had a big life change um, in the past year. You know what I mean? A really big life change. So with that life change, things have both. I mean, how do I say this right? Um, when in my previous life, I guess I should say, um, there wasn't a lot of option for it. In my previous life, I was very, very hampered. I was not really able to travel because my responsibilities were were just too immense at home. So so I as I've gone through kind of some transitions in my recent life, most of you already know I'm on the back end of a divorce. So as I've been going through kind of the inside of this, right? I just traveling for me has become kind of my I have some really important friends that have been it's I've had a I have some really really important friends to me that I really care a whole lot about. So I've been using my spare time since I don't have to really worry about that anymore. So I go fly and I go visit my friends. So I hired I have my mother obviously watches the kids, and I hired a caretaker for my daughter. So I have a full time caretaker now who who takes who basically handles a lot of her short term care. So but yeah, it's been a real challenge. You know what I mean? I think it's important to talk about, and maybe we should talk about it more at some time. I mean, one of the things I don't think we talk enough about in day trading when we're here is talking about life and how life affects your trading. Um, I have, it's hard to imagine, still going on gold. It's hard to imagine, if you're trying to become a trader, for instance, like this is your first time um like learning to trade, you're just trying to get into the market, but you're trying to do it while you're under an immense amount of like life stress. You know what I mean? Then it's going to make it just like almost impossible to be successful. Trading rewards indifference. So the more you care, the more you want it to work, the more you want it to like fill that void and define you. It screws up the relationship with the market, right? The market. You should not care about the market at all. You should completely, detach yourself from the outcome and the view and only execute. So, ooh, we have a crude alert. Wow, look at how crude was using the trend. Let's pop in and look at crude, and then we'll continue this discussion in just a moment. I don't know. I don't know if I see a spot I really like for a buy on this thing. So we're just at S6. It looks actually pretty weak, and it's been selling. Look how it reoffered. I drew this trend off of these two highs here and here. We kind of broke it, but then got back under it. Look at the reoffer today. I mean, that's really pretty. I don't know if I really like Q for crude for a buy here, unfortunately, because of that. But we can keep a look on it. It's a good spot though. Nice play. Um, but let's talk more. Let's see here. We'll keep an eye on it. So, so hold on. That's why we shouldn't celebrate a marriage with a big party until they've been together for 10 years. Ben, that's not a horrible thing, to say. Oh, I missed a couple. Sucks that he was in a marriage that deserved divorce. That was the tragedy, not the divorce itself. Right, Pig? That's a thing. So, your metamorphosis, intellect. Thank you so much. A lot of psych work. You know what I mean? Um, Thank you for being respectful. It isn't always necessary to put someone else down. You tell it. Thank you. So Kristen, so part of this, right? The thing that's very important to internalize, right, is that my relationship didn't work, but it didn't work because of me also, right? A lot of people, there were, as I look back in time, I definitely did not do well enough setting boundaries. I definitely didn't. I definitely was. I don't know if this is the right way to say it. I was definitely just too nice. There is a state within a marriage, that you actually being too nice is actually a detriment. Nvidia has been a sell all day, by the way. I called Nvidia and Peak Capital short off of R6. Look at the sell off of R6 on this thing today. Just beautiful. I call this in the BBT room too. But now for the record, I'm not going to put it out the reason there, but the reason we're not together was a domestic issue, not involving me, right? So it was there was a little domestic violence involved, and it did not involve me, right? So that inevitably is what ended things, was because unfortunately we were just no longer able to cohabitate, because she has some real big issues, with some stuff like that, and it had been gone ongoing within our relationship for a while. So unfortunately, it was just things that just had to go. So, and it happened in front of the children, which was the primary issue. So, and as y'all understand, me on YouTube, I'm as even killed in person, as I am on YouTube. So I don't get angry. I really don't actually. I kind of worry about myself. Like sometimes I feel like I should see a psychologist more often, right? Because I don't understand why I don't get angry about things sometimes. But it's very much how I'm wired. Well, I actually do see but um, but when it comes down to it, one of the things I like to kind of think about, right, is it's like having a dance partner. You know what I mean? Everyone can dance together for a short period of time, and then but in order to dance well for a long time, you need someone who's also not only just good at dancing, but dances in a similar way that you do, right? So for me, I kind of feel like inevitably what happened is I just had the wrong dance partner, and then we really tried keeping the dance going for a lot longer than it was supposed to. But because of the kids, we had kids together, and we had built a thing. So we really tried to just keep it going, keep it pushing. And inevitably, it just started stacking and stacking. And my ex became more unhappy and more unhappy and more unhappy. And, it just eventually just kind of exploded, So, but it's been the better part of a year now. I mean, 8 months or so now, almost 9 months. It happened a couple of weeks before Vancouver last year. So for anyone or earlier this year, for anyone who was at Vancouver, I showed up at Vancouver literally like a couple weeks, or a week or so just after that had freshly happened. So it was pretty wild. Actually, nobody even noticed I had a big scar right here on my head. I still have a little one, but I had a scar on my head from it. So when I showed up to Vancouver to present and do my TEDx BBT talk, I had a scab right here. Obviously didn't tell anybody what it was from. Um, but yeah, it was a little wild, or a lot wild. I don't think we're gonna do Vancouver this year. I think we're gonna do Vegas. I think we were talking because I know I'm presenting on the Money Show in Vegas, and I think Nathan's going to be there. I think Andrew's going to come, and we're going to do a live trading session there. So there hasn't been a lot of firm on it yet, but I'm kind of hoping we do Vegas. That's what I'm looking for. Because we opened really high in the price, and we went to R6, and the ATRs had a good positioning, but I didn't short it, obviously. Like I didn't like it. Thanks, Stephanie. I agree. I agree. Um, that's I don't know off the top of my head. I'll find it. So Nvidia's buying on the session because it bought very aggressively at the open, but then it capitulated. Right. So what happened? Nvidia's selling off right now because it ran out of buyers. It's actually not even really selling. It's just distributing because we didn't find more buyers to break it out. So it failed. And this blue level is the all-time high. Right. So we went right up to the all-time high, right at R6, and couldn't find enough buyers to perform the breakout. So they fell all the way back to the value area near the CP. How can you get an alert when stocks are halted? I do not know. But that's a great question. I think there are some scanners, like I believe Trade Ideas has a halt scanner. And I believe I think Thinkorswim has a halt scanner. But I haven't used either in a long time, so I don't know off the top of my head. Trading Terminal may have one. Aaron just said Trading Terminal has one. So maybe Trading Terminal has one. You want to go find it? Let's see if we have one. So Trading Terminal is I highly recommend Trading Terminal right now, not just because it's obviously like amazing, but also because Trading Terminal has, I think Andrew's goal by the time Trading Terminal is done is I think he basically wants it just to be like the trader's tool belt. You know what I mean? Like, you just go and basically everything you need is going to be, right in here. So let's see here. Right here. So there you go. Right here on Trading Terminal, there's a halt / there's a circuit breaker right here. So you can just go in there and select it. There's our 3 tickers right now. Isn't that nice? So so this is if you're looking to play stuff that has halted, right? Then this is going to be a place to play it. Just be super careful. I don't know what method you're using for playing halts, but I have seen some accounts made and I've seen some accounts lost. Let's just put it that way, right? Man, I'm so mad right now. I've got 5 micro contracts of gold right now. And I normally would have traded one full size, but I just the risk because gold's been so volatile, it's been really difficult for me to manage risk. So I decided I'd start doing it this way. So I use micro gold so I can take half the size, of course, right? The one time. The thing, I mean, I'd be at like 15K or something like that right now if I was just had like a 1 or 2 full size contracts. So, oh well, I'll take the 6 or 7 I'm up right now. Yeah, Tim. Well, the thing is I can't like it's really, really important, right? Especially with gold, because it's been so volatile lately, it can really wick. You know what I mean? And I don't want to just get burned like bad. You know what I mean? So how do you get an alert for plays that start in the pre-market and continue into the open? Correct. So Ross, if you wanted to do that, you would need to load Thor mode. So you'd have to come in here. So one of the things I provided you the ability to do, right, is that if you come up here and say show options values, it'll spit out. Give it a second. There you go. It'll spit out all my settings. Right? So you can see what all my settings are. And then you'll have to go in there and create your own setting. Use a default and then create your own settings. And then you'll have to actually go into the system and show past plays. And then you'll want to go down here to, oh, I almost gestured. I skipped it. Hold on. It's in here somewhere. Why am I not seeing it? Is Bros in here? It's in here somewhere. Hold on. Or it was. Risk reward, pivot, ETH, similar, wait till close. That's important. Range, not width, opened, price swept. Here we go, right here. In regular market hours. Thank you, Trader Bros. It's right here. You have to disable, you create the mode yourself and then disable in regular market hours. And then that'll allow for pre-market calling. Right now, because so what I endeavored to do here is I wanted my book, right, and my trading system to be the same. Right. So what had happened is we had allowed a lot of variations to kind of creep in, which are not necessarily a bad thing. They just don't match my book. Right. So the answer was either fix the book, change the book, or put the plays to the way they're supposed to. Right. So this trend line here on gold, I'll show you. Oh, whoops, wrong one. Sorry. This is micro gold. So this is just a simple trend line. This is just starting off of this low in pre-market, and then when we pull back to S4, boom, boom, really easy, right? I like using a ray line instead of an actual trend line because they're a lot easier to draw. These are the ones like Dr. V uses. So I'm just establishing a shorter term trend here. So I just went from this low to this low and marked off. So right now we're just rocking and rolling. So I have a stop that I keep moving up every few minutes, and I'm just trailing this up. So if this ever sells and comes all the way back through, I think my profit area was like right here. So my original target for it was like right here was a 4-to-1, and then it came back, yeah, maybe like 1R still. And now, so I'm sitting like maybe 11-to-1 or 12-to-1 on this trade right now, maybe even more. I'm not watching my P&L right now. I don't watch my P&L while I trade. So I really don't know. You know what I mean? And this is real stuff here. I actually had to hide my P&L in order to trade bigger, because it would actually like bother me to be constantly, seeing, it's when you used to trade and your daily goal was $300 and now you're risking 300 plus per trade. It changes stuff. You know what I mean? It really kind of moves things around a little bit. You really start thinking, wow, this is some big stuff going on here. I like CL here. It looks like it's going long. Tesla, we have an equity alert. It happened. Let's check out Tesla today. Ooh, fun spot. We're thinking trending breakout right now. Narrow range, higher range. Let's look at the order book. Very bullish order book. So it looks like a long call on Tesla right now, trending breakup. So you'd be long here. Target would be R6, 474.50. Order book is quite bullish. So that's fun. I agree. Hunter took my P&L off the screen because yeah, exactly. So fun. I mean, really. I mean, where you're talking about going from $300 a day to like right now, like on gold, I'm up. I mean, I'm up right now. Hold on, I can pull it on here. Yeah. Yeah, never mind. I'm not going to say what I'm up right now. It's a lot, and I don't want to think about it anymore. So if we can get all the way to near 4,000, this will just be a really nice day. So remember, I'm on a dev version, Bushan. I've got some criteria, some additional criteria that have been shifted in order to make them call correctly. So just keep that in mind. But look at this. Thank you. I'm glad you like the candles. But look, we're just sustained buying right now on gold. So we only need to get to my all out's going to be at like 39.99 or the loss of trend. I'm going to go out at like 4,000. But you may imagine if this thing bought 4,000, it could just rip all day. But if I hit this one trade, all right, I'm telling you right now, it's the 28th. If I hit this one trade, my whole next month is done. You hear that? Right? If I get this one trade up to 4,000, you're talking about the better part of like 8 or 9K probably. And I'm mirroring this trade on 6 different funded accounts. Right? This will make my entire, this makes my entire month in one day. So one of the things that has been I wanted full disclosure. Last month was the worst month I've ever had hit rate wise. By far. Right? When I run my stats at the end of this month, I have a feeling I'm going to be running in the 30 percentile. Really, really weak month for me. My profit ratio, you want to know what my month last year or my month this year is going to end out compared to my last year? 4,000% difference. Right? Like a 4,000% difference plus this month over this same month last year. Right? So my profit ratio is up by hundreds of percent over last year. Right? I hit, one trade. I hit last month. I had 5 trades. Each one of those trades would have been an entire month to maybe even an entire quarter for me 1 year ago. Right? So it's awesome, right? But this just shows you what's more important, being right or making money. What's more important to you, right? Being right or making money, right? All of them off of cam calls. I only trade cam calls. So I've been using the same cam system since 2020. I published my book in 22. But that's the whole thing. A lot of us, we want to get to money, and we want to get to money by being right. I want an 80% hit rate. I want a 90% hit rate, and I want to make money every time I push the button. That's not how you make money in the stock market. Best loser wins in the stock market, right? You make money by keeping all of your losses small, controlled, and paper cuts. And then when you hit big trades, hold. Don't do anything, right? How many times have you looked at your charts? Everyone in here, throw me up a number one if you have looked at your chart and you have seen that you nailed premium or discount on a ticker. And if you had just not touched it and let it go all day, you would have had the biggest trade of your entire life. Now, give me a number two if that happens to you once a month. Where you give me a number two if that happens to you once a month. You go through your trade reviews and you see that happening. That is my experience also, right? Give me a three if it's more than once a month. Give me a three if it's maybe like once a week to maybe even once every couple of weeks. You're leaving on the table a trade that just did that. I want you to look at the chat now as we comment, right? And see the place that we're all in together. Look how much money is being left on the table right now in this conversation. Right? So but the thing is can you hold that trade? Right? Can you actually hold that trade? Can you do it? Knowing that you're going to lose 1 time, 2 times, 5 times, 10 times, 20 times. But then if you hold 1, maybe 2, maybe 3 trades a month, it would only need to work. Very few, right, would need to work. Allow the vast majority of your production to come from the vast minority of your trades, right? You're trying to buck the Pareto principle when you overtrade, when you high frequency trade, right? You're trying to say, I can have a lot of production, and that lot of production is going to create a lot of production. That's not how production works. 80% of your production comes from 20% of the effort. So if you're killing your trades, what are you killing? Right? You're always killing the 20%, never the 80. The 80% in your losses will always be there. They're going to always be there. That's how the principle works, right? But if you cut your winners short, then you will not take advantage of that. The vast majority of your production comes from the minority, right? It's a mindset, right? Best loser wins, right? It's how it's always going to be in the stock trading thing. The more indifferent you are, the less obsessed you are about winning and losing. And the more obsessed you are about executing properly, especially when winning, you can be like SMB guys, right? Anybody ever actually have a conversation with an SMB trader or talked with Mike Bellafiore or any of the guys there? Give me a number one if you've actually spoken with Mike Bellafiore or an SMB trader personally. I'll give you a number one because I certainly have a couple times, right? Not going to be a lot of ones on this one, right? I'm just saying if anybody has actually had so not a lot, right? Now, if you get to have a conversation with them, what you will learn and you will realize is the vast majority of SMB's traders make all their money 1 or 2 days every quarter. They lose non-stop all the time, day after day. I don't care how good anybody's tape reading skills are. They lose way too much, right? It's not about tape reading. Bella's a great tape reader. I don't care. His tape reading doesn't make him good. It's his risk management that makes him good. He is a great tape reader, by the way. Him and Paris are probably the 2 best. Paris are the 2 best tape readers I know, right? But his tape reading does not make Bella awesome. What makes Bella awesome is the system they use, right? They buy. And then when it tears, they buy. When it tears, they buy. If it comes back down, they stop out and go even. And then again, tear it, stop out. The vast majority of their $1 million earners make that money in 1 day or 2 days when one of these tiering systems really works, right? So you all said you have blown your accounts at least once. How did you recover this? Did you stop trading for a while? So I will answer this. The answer is yes. Real quick before we go, give me a number 2 if you've toasted an account. And while those 2s are coming in, what I did, right, is first off, if you're blowing up your account and you are trading, then you are not utilizing a proper risk management system. So I would recommend actually stopping trading and going back into SIM and developing a proper risk management system that does not allow for that to happen, right? You will hear you are one trade away from blowing up your account. And this is in fact very, very true, but it should not be, right? I would also recommend going into your platform or your brokerage and putting trade limits on. The amount of trades you're allowed to take in a day being one of them, and the amount of money you're allowed to lose in a day being another. I would also recommend putting on target thresholds in the beginning, the amount of money you need to make that day, and stopping once you've made it, right? These are all things to really focus on. So I appreciate everybody for coming by YouTube today. I also thank you for the likes and the shares and all that good stuff. I look forward to seeing everybody tomorrow. Don't forget, it's Wednesday, Dr. V and some psychology. So we'll see you all then. Much love, people. Talk to you later and keep it green.